Welcome to another episode of B.A.G Combos, aka the B.A.G Podcast.
This ain't no hoe shit. This is that bad talk.
This is a platform that I wanted to create to have great conversations where we discuss just about anything. Relationships, real life, food, music, even that demon time.
We the type of call eyes and have a stand up. Make a thotty call your homie. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh. Yes, that's how we get started around here. We just cold open, do what we gotta do, man. You nervous, man? You looking a little jittery over there.
Nah, I'm straight.
Yeah,
just came from outside.
Oh, long day. Oh, you outside? Okay,
Working.
we outside. Oh, nah, this man said two vacations back to back. I'm trying to be like
Where
you
was
when
you
I
at?
grow up.
Where was you at? I know you went to
was in-
Chicago, but where's the other
I
one?
was in LA and then I went to Chicago.
Oh, what? That's tough. Okay.
He said
Yeah.
you said Zoom school. Okay, bet I'm out.
Yeah, man.
You went to see Braun?
Bro,
You went to look
I
at
was playing around, bro. Bro, I didn't want to open up the Staples Center. Yo, the day I left, like that day, so I left in the morning. That evening in LA, Lakers were playing Celtics at the Staples Center, and that was the first time they opened up the Staples Center like after COVID. So I was taken. I was heated.
That's a good ass game. That would have been an expensive ass game.
And,
I'm
out there.
Oh, he said he
I would've-
got it like that. Shit.
Nah, I wouldn't have said that. It's
it
a
would've-
once-in-a-lifetime
he probably could have.
opportunity.
No, yeah. I mean, it's not like he got to buy like courtside seats. He gonna get some
Bro,
some
shit.
nosebleed type shit.
Nosebleeds
Yeah.
probably cost some change in the Staples Center.
That's true.
Probably.
Any game you go to the Staples Center, that's gonna run you some bread.
Especially because they playing the Celtics. Like that's a rivalry.
I mean,
Right.
shit is open at this point. I like they ain't nobody at capacity at this point.
I've only ever been to one. I've only been to one NBA game. Like live
In your
NBA
life?
game. Yeah,
Come on.
One
I've only
NBA.
been-
I've only been to one too.
I've only been to one.
Oh wow.
And
Wow.
crazy, the crazy thing, it wasn't even in like
Six
my
is
state.
cheap. Six
It was
tickets
just-
is cheap, so
It was it was at the Sixers arena. It
why
was.
was you in Philly?
Think about that question, bro.
Oh, that's when you went?
Yeah, because when I went, for the viewers, my ex was from Philly.
That's a strong quotation.
But her dad had season ticket. He was like a season ticket holder, and I was there for like a long weekend. And the plan was he was originally supposed to go with her, like they was going to do like some daddy daughter type thing. And then I was there, and she was just like, "Oh, do you want to go with my dad?" And I was just like, "It was Sixers Celtics," and I was just like, do I go with it? Her dad was like,
mad awkward.
nah, I mean, it was at first, but he was like, he was very knowledgeable about the game of basketball. So we kind of just talked about that, and then it was a good ass game. So it's not like we had to talk that much. So it was just crazy because like I was literally like the only like one of like maybe 5 Celtics fans on where we were sitting, and like people were seeing me obviously root for the Celtics. That nigga was just coming at me. Like mad white people was just coming at me. He was like, "Yo,
Philly,
like,
nigga, of
it's
course."
like, no, I expected it. I wasn't like mad. I
Same
was like,
shit in Boston, bro.
I was like, yeah, I say that, and it was literally like it wasn't OT. It wasn't OT game. It was just a close ass game. So it was just on my ass.
Damn, I guess I'm fortunate then because I went to a couple, both regular and in the box, but that's more so due to my aunt. But it is what it is. But this is a good a time as any to get started into this shit. So, obviously, welcome to another episode of the B.A.G Podcast. Ooh, excuse me. Welcome to another episode of the B.A.G Podcast, aka B.A.G Combos, where we talk about whatever we want to. You hear it in the intro. We We do what we want out here. It is what it is. It's your host, not the only one out here, but it's your host, Sean. If you don't know, now you know. West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground where I didn't spend most of my days. Um, I went to a YMCA and shit. Then I decided to play grade school basketball because I was in the bottom. Most of y'all Philly people know what that is. It was a little dangerous out there. But go ahead. My co-host, Mr. Sharfo, as I like to call him, but he obviously has other names for whatever strange reason. But eh, go ahead, AKA. Oh my
Said the
god,
kid.
AKA,
Said the science kid.
AKA.
Future Doc from the block.
Oh,
Oh, I like that.
That's tough.
Okay.
That's tough.
okay.
That was the one I forgot last time. I'm done. By
I
the way.
got the message. I got the message, and we got our guest in the building. He can introduce himself however he likes. So there
I'm
you
gonna
go.
keep it simple for me. Mario. Um, my Instagram at is Mario Williams 001. I know that's my entire government, but y'all could go ahead and add that. Snapchat Mario W13.
Okay.
Okay.
Sign his DMs, lady.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, this man's a playboy right now. He out here living.
He'll fly you out.
Exactly. You heard he was on trips. So he traveled. So
I
I
mean,
mean, it's a nice
if she's
package
valid,
right
she can
there.
pull up.
He said he was at work too, so the bread is there. Like, come on.
You know, always
He's a
working.
good guy trying to in college trying to be something. Come on, ladies.
And,
You're always working. Never not working.
But tonight's episode is pretty simple. It's definitely going to reach a particular demographic today, but I mean, we
Y'all
open to
can listen.
all exactly. We open to all conversations and dialogues. We want y'all to listen to every episode, man. Don't skip it just because it's sports. Y'all, you might learn something today or whatever. But tonight we talking about sports, basketball specifically, because there's a lot going on in the sports world and stuff like that. But we're gonna save that for later episodes down the line. But tonight we just gonna focus on basketball, and we're gonna get started with some good shit, some shit that's going on right now. I'm gonna toss it off to Mr. Sarfo, and this is the Bag Podcast, and I have a busy life. So if you decided to watch this on YouTube, don't mind me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Thank you, head host. But like you said, we're gonna be talking about all things basketball, mainly NBA. We're gonna talk about the current NBA playoffs going on. We're in the Western Eastern Conference Finals, obviously, but we're also gonna talk about some stuff that happened prior. We're gonna talk about all NBA and MVP selections, our opinions on some of those, because I'm sure we're not. I feel like some of us aren't a fan of some of the selections. We're gonna talk about bubble play versus non-bubble play, like how it's been different since niggas left Florida. I know Mario's a little upset
that's a
about
shot
that.
at me, huh?
And it's
Yep, I
not
know
a
that's
shot. It's not a shot.
that's a
There's
shot.
a couple
All
of things.
right, bro.
We're gonna talk about the U.S. Olympic team. How it's
That's a shot at everybody, bro.
that's a shot at a
On this
lot of
panel.
different.
I don't claim
Yes.
niggas, but I could be a
Tyler
supporter.
Hero.
Yeah.
I fucks with Tyler Hero.
I did put that in the IRS, so that is a shot. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the bubble play versus non-bubble play, the U.S. Olympic team, the selections this year compared to, back in the day, and we're gonna have a little couple of segments. Goat talk about some of the greatest players of all time, and who would we take if we were gonna start a franchise.
Okay.
Some of those I asked in my survey questions on my Instagram, King_Sid6. I will follow back. Don't make that face, Mario. Um, but we just go off right into it. So we're first going to talk about obviously what's current NBA playoffs. I'm gonna just start by.
PG.
Okay, we're gonna get to that, but
PG-13. That's all I'm saying.
I think the biggest
Don't let your
thing
children
we
watch
should.
it.
I think the biggest thing we should talk about is how Phoenix
Playoff P.
has just very much come out, has exceeded expectations this season. The end of the last year in the bubble on a
Here we
what is
go
it?
with this exceeded expectation
Did
shit.
they not?
I'm gonna let you finish it, then I'm gonna say why I said that.
Listen,
But here we go.
they did not start hot when the season started this year. But obviously they turned it around with CP3 and Devin Booker and then all the role players. They ended up second in the West. Obviously anyone who follows basketball, West a tough place to be with a lot of powerhouse teams. So the fact that they're in the Western Conference Finals, playing the LA Clippers is pretty impressive. So I just want to ask some of y'all thoughts about that. How y'all feel about certain players on the team, how the team performed both later in the season and currently right now.
Mario, you can go ahead because I'm gonna be a little long-winded with this one.
All right, cool. Phoenix. All right, so my opinion on Phoenix is a little biased. Chris Paul, like one of my favorite point guards. So, feel me? Um, yeah, they definitely exceeded expectations. Like I wouldn't expect them to be one game away from the finals. I thought Chris Paul would like end his career never touching the NBA finals. Now it's looking like they might. You feel me? The series is about to be over tonight. Hopefully.
Hopefully, let's not jinx it.
Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Nigga, what
Nah,
you
but
raving, Simone? Like you can see the future, bro.
Listen, man, we rooting for the underdog, even though they're technically not the
Yo,
underdog.
hold on. You finished two, and you the underdog.
Okay, they're technically not the underdog on paper, but if you look from the beginning of the season to how they went throughout the season, other than looking at the end of the regular season, they are technically the underdog. And they're already the underdog.
easily,
So
in terms of player quality,
yeah,
like
that player
remember the
quality
Clippers
too.
Paul
What do you
George.
mean?
I mean,
I
you
know
only
Kawhi got injured or whatever, but like, come on.
Sean's only saying that because Kawhi's injured.
No,
So
hold on. No, I'm not saying that because of Kawhi's injury. If you look, Crowder has been hopping from place to place as a good, consistent player. DeAndre Ayton just had to find himself. Devin Booker always been. He ain't had the most noise, but he was always a scorer. They just needed a piece. Them two just had to click. Now, my point is, I understand what Chris Paul does and what he can do. My biggest gripe is that, to me, I feel like too many people give him a little bit about credit. Like,
basically what Sean's saying is he thinks CP3 is overrated.
To what extent?
He doesn't think he is a top. I'm not
going to say top. I'm not going to sit there and say top. I know what he does.
Do you think he's a top 5 point guard?
Yes, easy. Yes, easy.
Okay, now we're not saying that he's not a top 5 point guard. Well, right now, no.
You see, he's wilding.
Top 5 now of all time.
All time's tough, but right now is yes, he's top 5.
Nah,
I mean,
he's top 5 players. All time, bro.
No, I personally think he's top 5 all time.
You're telling me you can't put 5 people ahead of him?
Magic,
okay.
Steph, Magic, Steph, Isaiah Thomas on the Pistons, and then everything else is fair game.
Exactly.
Every Oscar Robertson, that's cool.
AI was a point
AI's a shooting guard.
AI was a point guard.
Even if he was a point guard, he's still not better than Chris Paul.
On paper, he's a
Excuse me.
Combo guard.
How?
Alan
Russ is also still considered a point guard, but
Russ is not Chris Paul.
Okay, but you're gonna tell me Chris Paul is better than AI?
Yeah.
How?
No, as a point guard. Reasons. So
as a point guard, yes.
So AI, you talking about on a one-on-one game, AI is the better player in that sense. But if you're talking about career-wise, at least Chris Paul got longevity.
He has longevity and he has accolades.
And in terms of
I feel
accolades,
like that
AI got
factors into
AI.
time though.
Nah, but your longevity
He's
speaks
top
to how
10 in
good you are as
assists.
a player.
Bro, he's number 6 in
That's
this. How
organizational shit. His character fucked that up. Not really his play.
Well, I mean, if you got a bad character, like it's gonna
He didn't
affect the
necessarily
rest
have
of
a
your
bad
season.
character. It was just niggas wasn't
He was
trying to put shit
misunderstood.
around him, and
He
then
was yeah,
they kicked him out, and then he just was bouncing from team to team, and then he got hurt, and then nobody wasn't trying to fuck with him like that after that. It wasn't a necessary standpoint of him as a player. And motherfuckers play that fucking interview back and forth, and niggas to this day still don't even know why he said what the fuck he said in that interview, unless you watch the Iverson documentary. And I'm pretty sure most of the population who are sports fans probably ain't watched that documentary. Because if you asking me about fucking practice and my man just got killed, I don't want to fucking talk about practice. So, but you as we live in a world today where shit is just mainly the headline.
that's true.
And they chose that headline, and that headline defined him for the rest of his career. He was lucky to overcome the first shit that almost fucked up his whole shit with the bowling alley bullshit, if you really know Allen Iverson.
Like, that's the little
But
high school thing.
yeah, but back to the point, I'm just saying, to me, Chris Paul, y'all always sit there and say Chris Paul was a great leader, a great leader. He
Mm-hmm.
got teams or whatever. That, if you low key look at that from now to, well, then to now, it's only OKC and Phoenix. He couldn't lead in. He
it's
couldn't
Clippers
lead.
too. The Clippers, he
Well,
just
why
Clippers.
couldn't
they
he
they
get them
just
past the second
No,
round?
no,
You
no.
had great players, a
you
great
can't
bench, and
just
a great coach, but you couldn't be the
okay,
great
but you
leader to
can't
get them
just
past that hump about 3 times in
you
a
can't
row.
just the onus okay, the onus on that can't just be put on Chris
It's
Paul.
not just put
I
on him, but
understand,
y'all putting everything on Chris Paul
but
in this situation. Y'all saying
I'm
without
putting
Chris
it on Chris
Paul,
Paul because
the
All right.
Suns
What
aren't
about
here.
Phoenix?
they're not in the final.
I meant not
They're not
Phoenix.
in the
What
Western
about
Conference
Houston?
Finals.
What
Houston, they
I
was
say the
winning
same
too.
thing. What happened in the playoffs? Both him and
Exactly. No, no, no.
But
What happened in the playoffs when he got injured in that game 6, and that's when
exactly,
shit was
Golden State
already
came back.
going downhill.
they were up 3-1.
Bro, all right. I
Nah,
still
bro.
believe that's conspiracy theory too, because how you injured a leg you ain't fucking jump off of? That's all I'm saying. They
Bro,
kept playing that
listen,
same shit and saying, "Oh, this is where he injured that right hamstring, but he jumped off to the left."
listen. All I'm saying, listen. You can tweak a hamstring doing
I
close to
Any
nothing.
sudden
understand that,
movement.
but still though.
I'm just saying, Chris Paul is one of the main reasons that this team is in the Western Conference
So why
Finals. If
wasn't he
he's
the main
not,
reason for the Clippers and the Rockets? They had 2 years to do it.
I'm not okay. But you think they was making the Western Conference Finals if James Harden was not there? No,
That's not the what? It
no. What
sounds like
you're
you proving my point.
no. I'm just saying
You
a
saying if
major.
James Harden wasn't there, would they get to the finals?
It'd be no. I'd be
Well, get
very
to the
hard to
conference
do
finals.
that. It would be
Okay,
very hard to
so
do
y'all
that.
argument to this day about Chris Paul is the Phoenix Suns would not be where they at because of Chris Paul.
Yes,
Correct.
but you also have to understand Houston. Look at this
I got
Phoenix
him. I
team.
got him.
No, look at this Phoenix team and look at Houston back then. If you're going to pick a team, you're most likely, on paper, you're most likely going to pick the
The only
Houston team.
difference between that
You're
team is
picking the
DeAndre.
Houston team?
The
No,
only
on
difference, the
paper,
only difference, no,
you have
on
MVP. No,
paper, the
listen,
only difference between, go
you
ahead, go
have
ahead.
MVP caliber James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he won the MVP that year, but it was the year before. But he's still on a
Yeah,
tear.
he's still doing
35
his thing.
exactly,
Yeah.
35 points a game. You know exactly. Chris Paul, Clint Capella, I forget who else,
PJ Tucker.
PJ Tucker, and then some other role players.
Oh no.
But they were solid. And then if you look at this team on paper, if you didn't, I mean, obviously Devin Booker is a lot better now than he was back then, or he's doing a lot bigger things now than he was back then. But it's like, other than Devin Booker and Chris Paul on this team
And DeAndre Ayton.
and DeAndre Ayton, the rest of this team ain't really all that.
No,
It's just a bunch of role players.
Now, here's what I'm gonna say to you. I'm gonna go comparison. The only advantage in that comparison, Houston still wins, but the advantage that Phoenix has in this comparison is DeAndre Ayton, because DeAndre Ayton could put his back to the basket
This
and
is true.
also kind of give you a jump shot a little bit, like a 15 and 10 footer.
Oh yeah, I'm
Clayton
taking
Capella
DeAndre Ayton
can't do
over Clint
shit but
Capella.
catch lobs.
Catch lobs and get
However,
rebounds.
you have the advantage. James Harden is better than Devin Booker. In a couple
At
years,
that,
maybe
in a
that's a
couple of
different
years, that's
story.
going to be different. But if you're looking on paper and just what they did,
Okay, you
yes,
can
it's
either
James
say
Harden.
equal or give it to James Harden.
I'm most likely giving it to James Harden.
But in that scenario of role players and coaching, you have similar degrees, except Monty Williams is a better coach
Yeah,
because
I'll give him that.
what's it?
I
Stan
think he
Van
should have been
Gundy.
Coach of the Year.
Stan Van Gundy, he's just a fucking straight offensive coach, and he just so
No, it
happened to
wasn't.
have
It
It
wasn't
wasn't
Van
Stan.
Gundy.
It
was it
was Mike.
Gundy?
It was Mike D'Antoni.
Dan Tony. I
D'Antoni.
get them
It was
niggas mixed up.
D'Antoni.
Dan Tony. Um, so in a sense, you either have a equal comparison or a slight advantage on one side, depending on which category you're looking at. So in I ain't gonna say both situations because we don't know yet, but in those situations, you give Chris Paul the credit, but then in the other one you don't.
No,
So
what I'm
that's where
saying
my
is,
point is in the argument. Y'all using the leadership thing now, but in Houston and LA, y'all sit there and be like, "Oh, well, that's not all on him." But y'all giving it all on him when he was in OKC, and now.
I'm giving it all on him in OKC. Right now, it's partially because if Devin Booker is not there, I don't think they're doing this. Obviously, New Orleans, that's just New Orleans at that time. You can't really give him that. You can't really get mad at him for that. But he was still giving people buckets. He was all NBA like his second or third season. Like,
He was in
that's a
New Orleans.
problem.
He was one of the best PGs in the
Exactly.
league. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was an all-star very early on. He was an all-star by his third season.
Yeah.
And he was all NBA his he was all second or third team NBA by his second or third season. He's a top 5 point guard. It's not argument. But in terms of his impact,
Nobody's arguing the accolades, though.
in terms of his impact, OKC, that team should have have a first round pick that year, but they made it to what I think right before. Did they made it? It was right before the round before the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So.
Yeah, I think second round or something because they obviously met up with the Lakers. So it's like if he beats the Lakers, then it's like damn, like you know what I mean. So is this team because they honestly needed a point guard, a true point guard. Devin Booker needed that point guard, and then it's like Houston. Yes, could Houston have made the Western Conference Finals without him? Possibly, but it would have been I think it still would have been hard because when James Harden was in Houston, what they did was not conducive to them winning the Western Conference Finals, and it just showed that after the fact. Even when Russ got there, their offense, their whole whatever thing was not conducive.
He did it the year before, but by himself. Before
James
Russell,
Harden?
and he didn't go all the way to the finals, but I think he got to the second round. He did it by himself.
I'm talking about the Western Conference Finals.
Okay, I get that you're talking about the conference finals, but I'm just saying he did it by himself without Russell or Chris Paul.
You're fair.
I'm not arguing the accolades of Chris Paul. I am arguing execution. When it comes to niggas who don't, at this point, when you have the accolades, that's cool. Now you move to a different conversation. Okay. You move to it. That's I think that's thunder. But you move to a different conversation of now it's winning and execution. Now, if you want to sit there and talk about accolades and shit like that all day, You can do that. But now you have drifted into the area of top tier. And top tier is
Includes
compared
winning.
to winning and championships.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
So,
I feel like
Chris
only
Paul
very
doesn't
few
have.
people exceed that.
No, I
I was
get
about to say. Hold
What
up.
you
the
say,
argument he's putting. No,
Mario?
go ahead, Mario.
I was about to say. So Chris Paul doesn't have like any of the championships, but what name a lot of point guards that win more than Chris Paul does? If you understand what I'm saying, like think about it. We just listed all of these different teams he went to, and all of them had some level of success. Now, some of them, granted, should have won championships probably, or should have at least been in the finals. But also look at
If
some of
you
the
just
teams that should have been
But
lottery
that's what
teams
I'm
that
talking about. The opposite, the one but that you're saying, that's the argument that I'm talking about. I'm not arguing anything else. I'm just arguing the simple fact that why was he never able to win? At least in AI's case, you could say he never had a team. And when he was put on slightly okay teams, he was already out, or I ain't even gonna say out of his prime. He just was so much other shit that he just didn't put it through. But he had teams, he had the coaching. So it's like, where's the execution? You're not looking at Charles Barkley and saying Charles Barkley is a top 5 point guard because of his impact and that he's 50 greatest players or whatever. Charles Barkley probably got a
Charles
couple
Barkley
fucking.
wasn't a point guard.
I'm just saying, in comparison to a person who doesn't have championships,
Oh,
you're not looking at Chris Webber and saying, well, these are not great comparisons, but you're not looking at particular people
you
who
said Chris
haven't
Webber.
I was trying to think of people who went very far and didn't necessarily get there each time or whatever.
as point guard, Steve Nash. Talk about Steve Nash.
Steve Nash is obviously top 5. He could be one or
How
All
is
two.
he
right, now
top
you just
five?
throwing out
How is he
top
top
fives,
five?
bro. You
How is he
can't just
top
throw that
five?
phrase out.
You don't think Steve Nash is top 5?
Nah. Yeah. So what's your
Tell
top
me a
five
top
then?
five, bro. Tell me a top 5 point guard.
In an order or like in general?
Nah, just
Whatever.
name them all. It don't matter.
Since you want to throw
Matt,
Steve Nash and Chris Paul in the fucking top 5.
you can make the argument for Steve Nash in top 5.
All right, make your
But
argument.
How?
Magic. Can I count LeBron?
No.
You can't.
No.
He's the last 2
No.
years he's basically
No.
been a point
No,
guard.
bro.
Bro, yeah,
No.
but you're hurting your own point.
Exactly.
If you
If you
add
gotta add
LeBron, you got
LeBron,
no space for anybody else, bro.
Okay. So Magic, Steph.
Mm-hmm.
I've already hyped up Chris Paul now, so I'm gonna add Chris Paul.
Okay.
like Isaiah should go before
Isaiah, yeah, Steve Nash. I don't know what Steve Nash can.
Exactly.
Thank you. All right. Cool.
Yeah, that's top 10, top 10.
If anything, he's just like Giannis. That nigga don't need 2 MVPs, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, nah. Steve Nash is our blatantly like incorrect.
That's a
He
tough.
beat
That's
out.
a
He
tough.
beat out what? Kobe one year and then
Kobe
Shaq the
and Shaq.
next.
Yeah, like come
Come
on, like
on.
let's be real. We talking about top 10 players and then Steve. Come on.
Speaking of surprising finishes, the Brooklyn Nets.
Nigga, hold up. Don't avoid the question. Finish the question.
What? Oh, finish?
Yes.
Oh, well. Oh, yeah. I said.
You're not gonna get out of this fucking rabbit hole.
Hey, yo.
All right. So who did I say? I said Chris Paul, Steph,
Magic,
Isaiah, and then I might have to go John Stockton. I'm most likely missing someone, but it's most likely because
I feel like there's more.
I
just
think
can't
it's
think of
just
nobody right
I
now.
just can't think of someone right now.
Yeah,
But
nah, John Stockton, I like that. Oscar Robertson, bro.
I mean,
Shit,
we
that's
can
a
start going in
nigga with the
that.
accolade. If y'all want to talk about winning the accolades,
if you
might as
look
well
at
put him.
resume,
If you put him and you might as well put him and Chris Paul right next to each other.
but
John got the edge
in terms of
he went to the finals multiple times, and he got the accolades. Every accolade that y'all would say for Chris Paul,
Any
John Stockton is at the top of it.
Yeah,
exactly.
but
He's on the top.
he played.
He's on the
Yeah,
top
but
of every point guard of any award or accolade that is
Well,
important for a
shit, it
point
sounds like you
guard.
saying
He
John
is on
should
the
be over
top list.
Chris. Sound like you saying John should be over Chris. That's all I'm saying.
no.
I already put Chris in here,
But like I'm just saying,
but
you said all
I
that.
already put
Those are your
Chris in
words.
here. But I already put Chris in my top 5.
I'm just saying, them your words, bro.
I already put Chris into our top 5, but I answered that question. But these Brooklyn Nets, what the fuck is
And
going?
you know, I'm happy. I'm
What
satisfied.
about the fuck? Y'all thought they was gonna go to the finals?
I mean, if when they was all healthy, yes,
I
it was
don't
kind
give
of
a
hard
damn
to
if they
argue that.
was all healthy. I
Yeah.
don't think they're going to the finals.
Why?
I,
They got egos, man. They was gonna have some
But it
some
was
exactly.
problem,
low.
some
But it
other
was.
problem we
Don't
was
get me
gonna have.
started on Kyrie.
But it all right. Kyrie, that's a whole
And
different.
as a
That's
Celtics
a.
fan,
That could
as
be
a
a whole
Celtics fan,
episode.
your boy messed up. He stepped on that logo. Look
He
what happened
did.
to his
He
ankle.
yeah.
That's kind of crazy, right?
I mean, listen. I'm a Celtics fan to the day I die. But like, I wasn't the type of person that was like, yes. I was just like, all right. Because what made me mad is like this nigga is just so contradictory. It's like hilarious. This nigga want to be like when he in Boston first beginning of the season, plan on resigning with Boston. I love it here. All this BS. Niggas is like Boston's toxic. All this shit. Like nigga, if you're saying it's toxic now, you thought it was toxic in the beginning. So why are you saying this shit? Shit not adding up.
He
And
capping,
now
bro.
it's huh?
He was capping.
Yes, like he was capping us.
Course.
He was capping at some point, whether it was when he said he was going to resign or when he's saying Boston is toxic. I'm not saying Boston the greatest place to be at, but it's like you know that coming in. You knew that when niggas signed you in the first place. So
He
it's
didn't.
like
No, what happened was he thought that shit was gonna be sweet because he said it was like, I'm not Brian, little bro. I could do
okay,
this shit on my own.
this
And
is
then when he
also.
had to do that shit on his own in the East of all places, he want to sit there and complain about the shit
I mean, he was
when
complaining, but he
shit
also
wasn't
did get
sweet.
surgery. He
My
also
nigga,
did
I
get.
don't care. You come out scoring what 52 the first couple of games, and then you just dip off and then you worried about your team. But then Brian had
That
to do
nigga
that for
only
years.
averaged like 23 when he was here,
But
so he wasn't really doing.
the first like
No,
few
the
games.
first couple games he went crazy, and there were a few games during the season
He
where
did the
during the
same shit
couple
in
years he was
Brooklyn
there,
too.
he was eating, but he only averaged about like 23 points a game during his tenure here. So it's
I'm
like,
just saying.
are you really eating when a
Ain't
rookie is
nobody
Jason
saying he
Tatum?
eating, but
No, I'm just saying I'm like because people will be like, oh, he was. I'm just saying you not. As great as a player he is, he wasn't doing enough to be talking that shit about Boston. He's supposed to be the headliner of this fucking team, and a rookie beating him out. Granted, it's Jason Tatum, he a bucket, but it's like, come on, yo. But he's contradicted. He want Cap in that season, and then he want Cap be like when he's in Brooklyn, he comes back to Boston. It's like, oh, I want to keep it strictly basketball. Nigga, how is you stepping on the logo strictly basketball? That don't make no damn sense. It's clearly not strictly basketball. It's fucking personal. And yes, he cooked us. I will accept that. I'm not gonna say he didn't cook us,
he's a
but it's
walking
like
contradiction.
is it strictly basketball or it's not? If it's strictly basketball, you cook us, leave, shake hands, and be out.
All right,
This nigga want to be besties with Jason Tatum, but like, how you gonna step on the logo? You was here for 2 years.
Okay,
And
I'm gonna go on a rant real quick. Just a minute though. I'm gonna time. Okay, so you have a person who basically just left a good situation with probably greatest one of the greatest whatever you want to
One.
say it
Also.
player in the game, and he left, and as most people, young people do, he got his ass handed to him when he had to take full responsibility. After that, he then bitched about it and then had to own up and kind of apologize to Big Bro Bron. However, he still wanted to do what he had to do. Ain't nobody saying he had to go back and be with buddy with LeBron and shit again. But all right, you do that. You get injured. They do better without you in the playoffs. You come back, you basically get injured and say fuck the rest of the season. You then go to you basically say fuck them, but you lie and say I'm coming back. Then you basically say fuck them, I'm going to another team. You go to Brooklyn. You basically create the same formula. Score 50, do what you got to do. Team is shitty. So you just like, all right, cool.
On paper,
Play a little
shit.
bit more of the season. You're done for the rest of the season. Then you go again, and then you wait. You sit there and like, all right, cool. We starting out, but these niggas still ass. So I'm gonna get injured. But I heard KD is a free agent. So I'm gonna take probably like 70% of the rest of the season off and just wait till he get here. He then comes here, and now all of a sudden I want to be a fucking activist. Basketball only. I know I'm past the minute, but fuck it. Basketball only. Take days off. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell the coach. Don't tell nothing. If you no call, no show at a few jobs,
You
that's your
fired.
ass.
Yeah, you fired.
And you want to sit there and say, oh, it's just basketball or whatever. Other people do it. No, other people tell their fucking coach, oh, hey, I need a personal day or whatever. If it's mental health or whatever, religion, all that shit. He just dipped and said, deal with that shit. And you basically said, fuck the coach because you don't think he's a good coach.
He
But
said we don't need a coach.
okay, whatever. That's basically saying fuck the coach.
He said
But
we go
I
coach
guarantee you not.
ourselves.
I guarantee you not. He did not tell the owner, any owner of the Brooklyn Nets, you better not fucking sign my check. He still took that check every time that check was issued. So all y'all who sit there and say, "Oh, that's Kyrie just trying to do what he got to do or whatever." No, did Kyrie return the check for them days he missed? Because you don't get paid for days you miss unless you got PTO. But I don't think it worked like that in the NBA unless you injured.
It
And
don't work
then
like
fucking nigga do some dumb shit and then oh, I'm gonna step on a lucky charm. I mean, I don't like boss as much as the next person, but ah, that could have been karma. But my thing is, if you want to be an activist, go be an activist. Maya Moore took about what? It's about to be the third year now. She took all.
Yeah.
She in the WNBA for about the third year now because she said, you know what? I'm gonna go fight for black rights and free the nigga that I love that will be my husband. She said, fuck the money. I love this sport, but I got my chips and I did what I had to do. But now I'm gonna go do other shit that I want to do. So Kyrie, if you want to be an activist, go ahead and be a fucking activist. But don't sit there and think, oh yeah, we gotta respect your personal decisions. You signed up for some shit. It is what it is. Deal with it.
basically what Sean's saying, don't play both sides. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's one or the other. That's the only thing.
Don't-
Okay, so what we're getting is that our gracious host is not a fan of Kyrie Irving and his antics this past season or
No,
these past few seasons. Um, but speaking of not being a fan, Ben Simmons.
That's
fuck
my
that
boy.
nigga.
So y'all need
A
no,
lot,
no, no.
a
Y'all need to
lot,
chill.
Whoa,
Relax,
whoa!
relax,
a,
relax,
You of
relax.
all
a
people?
That's
lot
my
of.
boy. Ben Simmons. Yeah, that's bro. Come
How?
on.
I need you to explain this. I need
How?
you to explain this.
Listen, me just like you, I would love to see Ben Simmons shoot, but I understand his value as a basketball player. Like he is not trash. For me, like he
Okay,
brings something else
finish what you're
to the
saying. I'm gonna get
table.
to. I'm gonna go. What I'm saying. Finish what you're saying.
Oh my bad. No, you know what? Go ahead. Go ahead. You're right. Go
We
ahead.
Okay.
not even worried about him
No,
shooting.
no,
This is the
no.
thing. Hold
We're
on.
worried about him shooting.
No, no,
I'm not even a
no,
Philly
no,
fan, and I am
no.
worried
First of
about him
all, let
shooting.
me make this
Oh
clear.
my
I'm
god.
definitely West Philadelphia born and raised, but I'm a supporter, not a fan of the Sixers. They got to do
Okay.
some more shit before I become a true fan. Um, but PG-13 all the way. But what I'm saying to y'all is, I don't give a fuck about Ben shooting. He could not shoot the rest of his fucking career. I don't care.
He'll never be Hall of
What
Fame.
I'm saying is, you don't stop doing what you're good at just because of your shooting. You basically crippled your entire game because you were mentally incapable of shooting.
Because he was afraid to
Instead,
go to the free throw line.
exactly. Instead of going to the rack, dunking on niggas, throwing a fucking pass to a nigga with a person on him when you have a free dunk and you sitting there talking about, I thought Trae Young was behind me. Even if Trae Young was the fuck behind you, you're
That's
6'10".
Trae Young. He's like 6'2".
You're
Trae
6'10" and you're
Young's
under the
6'3".
basket. So what the fuck are you talking
Oh my
about?
god!
You don't do that. And there was multiple possessions throughout that whole series to where Ben usually just bulldozes between that gap of two people and dunks the ball or lays the ball up. And because they started hack a Ben, you just want to you just like, all right, I don't want to shoot, period. Now I'm not worried about the jump shot. If you passing, cutting to the rim, creating good plays and stuff like that, getting boards, I'm okay. I don't care if you're not shooting threes. That's why we have other people to do that. But if you're just going to sit here and let this be the same thing every year, let it come down to your shooting, then that's on you. If you need to see a therapist, hypnotist, do whatever you got to do. But there's no way in hell you should be getting a fucking $30 million and you can't even
Bro,
make a
he's a
fucking dunk.
bro. Can we talk about this? He is a max player.
Exactly.
He's a max.
Okay.
He's about to be the first max player on the bench.
Mario. Listen. He is a max player.
Are you dragging it?
Max? No. Listen, he is a max NBA player, and he has no confidence in hitting a free throw. And I'm not in the NBA. I'll never be in the NBA. I'll never understand what it is to take an NBA free throw. But I be even get around taking free throws around our niggas. So I can only imagine taking a free throw in the NBA. But you are a professional. There is a point where you got to either work on this or just figure it the fuck out. I'm sorry, man. Like, damn. And he has so much potential. And he's just, if this keeps up, he's ruining his legacy. Like, I mean, granted, he's first team all defense, but if he continues this, it's going to ruin his chances of
cap.
He's first team all defense, bro. I will give him that. He is one of the best. Wait, hold that thought. We're going to talk about hold the defense. Hold the defense thought. I want to play a clip from a former NBA player, Gilbert Arenas, from his podcast, No Chill Podcast. Y'all should listen to it. It's great if you're a basketball player, just like hearing about NBA stuff. Great podcast. He had something to say, and it wasn't current. It was a few years ago, and I sent this to Sean, and I told him, like, bro, he literally predicted this, and he basically was asked what he would do if he saw Ben not shooting, and I'm assuming this will be heard on the microphone.
Yo, time out. Yo, hey, listen, Ben. I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck you're doing out there. I don't know what the fuck you're doing out there. No, you four sit down. I don't need to talk to y'all. You, hey, you only shot 3 shots today. I'm gonna let you know right now. If you don't shoot 16 to 20 shots a game, I'm benching you. Flat out. All right, timeout over. Go out there and play. That's my speech to him. If you don't attempt 16 to 20 shots a game, you're doing me a disjustice. Then you need to sit the fuck down. My friend.
Yes.
I don't see nothing wrong with what he said.
I see no lies.
Doc Rivers should do exactly that.
I mean, some people argue it's coaching.
You can't blame this on Doc Rivers.
I'm not blaming it on Doc Rivers. I'm just saying some people argue on coach. Some people say it's coaching. I had a friend who's very, very into following basketball, and he's saying Philly doesn't develop players. That's
okay. I understand where that statement comes from. That's true. Brett Brown was a shitty coach. However, Doc Rivers is a player's coach. He completely improved. First of all, Joel improved.
But that's
Joel
on him. But
Joel
Joel
Embiid
improved
was
himself.
already
That's not
improving
Philly.
himself.
That's
But if
not
you look at
Philly,
the rest
though.
of the team, I'm not saying that. If you look at the rest of the team, the morale was different. Motherfuckers was gelling better and shit like that. And I think Doc did contribute to that. The only thing that I say Doc has a lacking of is his rotations. Because one, I don't see why you just using Dwight as basically the fucking foul jockey. Go in there, get a few fouls, sit down when he could be utilized way more than that. And also, I don't see why you wasn't using George Hill as much as you did or whatever. And don't Danny Green bum ass.
Oh
And then
my
you
god.
just fucking. I feel like his rotations was just off in other areas, but that is not a blame on Doc.
I'm not putting on Doc. I'm putting the onus majority 99. I'm gonna say 95% on Ben Simmons. The other 5% I'm putting on Philly because Philly just beat. Y'all niggas just started throwing shit on the court when niggas
Yeah.
like that's terrible, yo.
We not here
Please.
for no bullshit.
Okay, but like, damn, you gonna throw stuff on your own court? That's grimy as hell.
Fuck that court.
Hey yo. No.
I put it to you
No.
like this. This is
Uh,
Mario, and I need you to explain your point. But this is what it is when it comes to Philadelphia sports. And like I said, I'm not a fan.
y'all have no
I'm
fun.
a supporter when it comes to the Sixers because I love basketball and I would love to go to a parade. The Eagles could kiss my ass though, or whatever. But
That's
still
for our
go to that
football
parade
episode.
too. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to Philly fans, and this is probably why I'm the way I am. Niggas don't give a fuck out here. So if that's how if you want to carry it a particular way, you could carry it a particular way. Just know shit might come back your way. The right people are productive within this environment. So if you want to be sweet and but still think you the shit, then niggas going to make you sniff
Yeah,
your shit
they're not
and
the place for
understand
you.
what it is. And you could be the best motherfucker in the world or whatever. You could still get booed. It don't matter. It's just that's just how niggas up here keep it or whatever, and that's respectable because it's like if you want to be half-assed with it, then we not gonna give you the same respect or whatever. But if you want to be thorough, ride or die, you do that. That's why niggas fuck with AI. AI did not give a fuck, and he was from Virginia. And we basically, you ask the different type of person, half of them motherfuckers can't even tell you that AI ain't from Philly originally.
Them niggas just claiming that shit funny as
Exactly.
hell.
So
Yeah, word.
if you bring the right type of energy, we'll welcome you. You're fine. But if you want some nut shit, then that's just the way it go. But now, Mario, please explain your point since you said that you are a Ben advocator.
Nah, like I am, but like everything you guys said like was correct. Like, he he needs to go to therapy. Like for real, like my boy needs therapy. Cause
They need to do
like the fact
something,
that like
bro.
he's getting scared like to shoot free throws, like is an issue.
That's
Like if he
bad, bro.
wasn't like if he was going to the rack and like getting fouled and like if he was missing some of his free throws like Giannis was, like all right, like I'll be mad at you, but then at that point it's like, all right, like you're not afraid. Like when you're afraid of
Nigga
something,
Shaq
it's like,
missed free throws, but that nigga was
yeah,
still aggressive as a motherfucker. No one
you
got mad at
can't.
him.
Yeah, I
Niggas
mean,
is
yo,
mad.
listen.
Yeah.
Now I'm about to say, like, yo, Ben ticks every other box as like a great NBA player, but his mentality and shooting are the only two things that mess him up, and they
That's
kind of go hand in hand.
that's what I'm saying. If he keeps this up, it's going to hinder him from being a Hall of
An
Famer,
all-time
man.
great player.
An
Yeah,
all-time great player.
but he'll
If he
always have a role in the NBA.
he
Like
will. He'll
he
always have a
always
job.
have a role.
If
Yeah.
you that athletic and you play defense like that, you will always have a job here. Granted, the NBA is changing where defense don't really matter no more. It's
Mm-hmm.
to an extent. I'm not saying it don't matter completely, but it's becoming that point where it's just about offense.
Right.
But it's like if he don't figure this out, he will never be an NBA great. He will not be a Hall of Famer. And if he is, it's going to be some low ass ballot and not be no damn first. He could be he has the potential to be a first ballot Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, he can.
But he not doing it. But
yeah. What about if he was on a different team? Like, what if like people
I don't
saying like
even
he
think
should
it's
go
a
to
matter. I don't even think it's a matter of a different team. He
bro?
gotta
Imagine him
fix.
playing in like a Draymond role. Like,
Okay,
This is
but
why I
Draymond
don't
roll.
think.
But even Draymond has the wherewithal to just take a layup,
This
to
is
take a
why
dunk.
I don't necessarily think Philly should let him go. They should just bench him and teach him a lesson. Simply because I feel like Ben Simmons is the dickhead too. Get traded or go to another team
And
and then
fall
be
off.
like, no, and then be like, hmm, maybe I should start shooting. Man, I am gonna start shooting. You know
And then
what?
go crazy.
I'm gonna take threes. I'm gonna take
dang,
threes. I'm not
Imagine
gonna
dang.
make them all, but you know what? I'm gonna take threes.
if
And I feel like you do that, that fucks you up even more.
he left the team
Now I don't know Blake
and
Griffin type shit because I think that Blake Griffin hate is unwarranted, but not. But if you go to another, I feel like if you let Ben go, he's going to quote unquote thrive better in a different situation. I don't think Philly is a bad situation for Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. It's just a matter of coaching the right people around you, and
that
for
nigga's
him to either
mentality.
pick and choose what he's going to do. If he's going to state this is my game and I'm going to keep this my game, fine, be okay with that. If you say I'm going to work on shooting and not only fucking shoot in videos in the summertime and in the
This
preseason,
nigga is the king of videos, bro. This nigga be cooking in videos.
then do that.
This
Yo,
But
nigga's
don't
highlight
do
reel is
half-ass
different.
shit because you was doing all that the rest of your life. I don't know what the fuck Brett Brown did or whatever shooting coach did to him and
No.
Markel Fultz, but they
Side
fucked
note.
both of them up.
Side note. It's gonna be the last point we're gonna talk about Ben Simmons. He's actually a righty.
So what he shoot with his left?
Yeah.
yeah, he does every.
There are some people who do that in the NBA. LeBron's a natural lefty.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
That was just
Oh,
I
he's
mean,
really
recently
the goat.
discovered.
Like, crazy.
people who I mean that's what I seen. I saw it
That was recently
on a
discovered.
yeah, I saw it on TikTok, but no,
TikTok.
but he very thoroughly explained this. Like this nigga does if you see him off the court, he does everything with his left hand. He writes with his left hand, all the shit with his left
Really?
hand.
Wow.
But he plays dominantly right handed. He shoots right handed. Ben
I feel like
Simmons,
other than Bron, it's only Tristan who say
okay,
that they ambidextrous for.
okay, Tristan, but like Ben, he used to shoot with his right hand, but I forget. I saw it somewhere, but he switched to his left. And something said like if he hadn't done that, maybe he'd be a lot better today.
I mean, people
I
say the
don't
same
know.
shit with Markel Fultz. Who was ever the shooting coach at that time with the Sixers, fucked both of these niggas up. Because
Are
where the
we
fuck
talking
is
about
Markel Fultz?
Philly and who they draft too?
Yeah,
Like,
no, but
yo,
that's why my
They
yo.
boy.
have good
That's why my
drafting though.
no.
They
They
have good
have good
drafting though.
drafting.
No, they don't.
No. It's the
No,
development. It's
no.
the development, bro. It's really the development. So
Well, hold
even if
on.
you because
What happened?
Look at the last
they
what
picked up
10 years?
Fultz and Ben
The last
Simmons.
10. All right, the last 10 years, this is what happened. And I'm granted, like
A
I
couple,
I will
three
look
rookie of
bad
the
in terms
years.
of
Well,
yeah,
two.
but then
But
look at Jalil Okafor with the second pick. Now I always thought Jalil.
Yeah.
No. And I'm gonna be honest. No. Time out. I'm a Duke fan, so I'm like, yo, Jalil Okafor better than Carl Anthony Towns. Like nobody was telling me otherwise.
Yeah.
Like in the draft, feel me? But now I'm looking at it, I'm just like, yo, like it's night and day. You feel
Yeah.
me?
look,
Markel
y'all
Fultz,
not gonna put this all on
Boston.
Philly. Where the fuck Jabari
No.
Parker at?
Jabari Parker and the
That's my boy
Celtics.
too. That's
Okay,
boy
then
too.
it's a whole
That's
bunch
my
of
boy.
teams that ruined a lot of niggas. So don't say it's
Okay.
just
All right.
Philly.
All I'm saying
Nah,
is
but the Marco Fultz joint is kind of bad because Boston finessed
that
y'all.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like
Y'all could have very much well
not
got Jason Tatum if you really
Jason
wanted
Tatum.
to.
Like, y'all like kind of. It's
I
like y'all
don't
went for the
know
bait.
where was the where. I guess they was like we don't need two almost 7 foot people on the rotation or whatever. But
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not in the front office. I guess they wanted the point guard on paper. On paper,
Well,
that team would have been. Whew,
That
let's just say
we wouldn't
Ben.
be having this
Let's just say
conversation.
Ben had a slight mid range at that time, and let's just say Markel Fultz was what he was in them quote unquote 9 games in college. And then you add what was Jimmy Butler added to that, or that was the year after?
That was the year after, I think.
Okay, well, still you got who
That
did
would
they
be
have?
very different.
JJ. They had JJ.
They had,
Mm-hmm.
They had JJ,
yeah,
Markel Fultz, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and I think somebody else.
Like Dario Saric.
and then a
On paper,
potential
that's a
Jason
great.
Tatum.
That on paper, that's great. I mean, no, I'm saying with Markel Fultz.
Oh, okay.
On
But that'd
paper,
be
that's
great.
great.
That'd be great on paper.
Even with Jimmy Butler, that was great.
That's immaculate.
You just had terrible coaching. If you put Jimmy Butler on this team now, Chip, easy, Chip.
But y'all had that before.
Either Chip
Brett
or
Brown fucked all of that up.
Yeah, that's true.
Brett Brown's
Jimmy
a whole
Butler
different
said
story.
himself, you in a room, niggas, you ask, do y'all want to win? And niggas is crickets. No, it ain't. It don't go that way. I would leave too. If niggas is saying like, oh, we cool with losing.
Y'all gotta watch JJ Redick's podcast with Jimmy Butler on there. He explained that whole thing. But just so we can move on from this, last question about the current NBA playoffs. Just answer the question, don't explain why. Who y'all got what taking it off? Me, I got Phoenix. Knock on wood.
I mean, it's either West team, regardless. I feel like the only way Giannis
I mean,
win,
Giannis is injured right now. We're getting
we
injured.
don't know that.
But
We don't
he
know
is
how
hurt.
injured.
He is hurt. I'm not saying he's out. I'm just saying he's hurt.
He's questionable for
He is
the next
questionable.
game.
We were talking about this. We're doing this the second time. But who you got head host? If you were a betting man and you had to put money on it, who you
Clippers.
got? Clippers? Okay. I got Phoenix. Mario, gracious, who you got?
My heart tells me Phoenix. If I'm putting money on it, I'm going with the Clippers.
Damn, that's tough. But
But like, I really want Phoenix to win.
nah, I feel you.
And I think as long as they make it out of this
Because if
round,
Chris
they
Paul
got
get a
it.
championship, then I can't argue.
Then you gotta shut the fuck up at that point.
Yeah, word.
I don't want that to happen.
You really gotta shut it. You really gotta like.
I
leave that
know.
nigga alone
I'll
after
be
that
quiet after that, but I still
But-
say he could have had multiple. Then the argument is he could have had multiple.
point. That is
Yeah.
true, but CP3 has a lot of accolades. But
So
accolade
does John Stockton. If he
Yeah.
wins a championship, that's the only difference between him and John Stockton.
that is true. But accolades is a big thing in the NBA, especially when it comes to Hall of Fame consideration.
But if they fuck this bag up, oh my gosh, low key, this should be the closing game for real.
It
for
should,
Clips.
but the Clips is gonna give him a game. But accolades, it's a big thing. A big accolade for NBA players being
I
named
wish
All
they would
NBA.
just say Kawhi is out though. Just
Kawhi-
stop fucking.
Kawhi is
covering
out.
it, bro.
Nigga,
Say he
that nigga
out.
is out. They're just
he the
doing
king
it
of
for.
LA or
They're just
whatever
doing
he
it for
says.
suspense. They're just doing it for suspense. But All NBA is a big accolade if you want to be a Hall of Fame. Ideally. But this year's All NBA selections. I want to know y'all's opinion
I
about
don't
this
care.
year's All NBA selection.
I don't know
I'm
him
going
that
to
well.
read out. We're going to talk about each team. I'm going to read them out to you. We're going to read out. I'm going to read out each team, and we're going to say, and what if you guys feel someone shouldn't be on there or should? Let me just say it. Say your piece. NBA All First Team: Giannis Antetokounmpo, Stephen Curry, Luka Doncic,
Come on, it's
Nikola
been too long
Jokic,
for you to fuck that up.
Kawhi Leonard. We have any arguments about that first team, All NBA first team?
No.
Kawhi.
You don't think Kawhi should be on there?
No.
Who do you think should be
Who?
replacing Kawhi?
What, PG?
PG
No.
is not first team.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
PG.
so what? Who?
Who? Wow, that's
I feel like he wants to say LeBron.
Yeah.
no. I'm not gonna say LeBron because LeBron was injured, and it's like the same thing with Kawhi. He wasn't injured, but I feel like load managing, like yeah, you're doing very well in the games you play, but you're not playing enough of them for me to just say like, you know, all NBA first team. But I mean, I guess he deserves it. Like I can't think of anybody, so I guess him.
Okay.
I mean,
But for the most part, we're cool. We're okay with the NBA all NBA first team.
yeah, that's straight.
All NBA all NBA second team. Joel Embiid, LeBron James, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, Julius Randle.
I thought he was third team, not second
No,
team.
that nigga is second team
So P
all
was
NBA.
third?
Second team.
Yes.
So
Okay.
everyone's gonna have a problem with Julius Randle. Okay, all right.
I don't necessarily have a I
Y'all go
have a
first. I'll say
problem.
my piece later.
I have a problem in the instance of yes, he did what he was supposed to do for his team. However, when I think about Julius Randle, all I can think about is that he was the man who broke his own leg in midair, which I can never really like forget. But cool, yeah, you did all that, but I don't think that warrants second team, maybe third.
Okay.
Um,
Mr. Mario.
so I'm also a Julius Randle fan, but what I'll say is
I feel like
he
you're a fan
deserves
of a
to.
lot of niggas.
Nah, cause like I follow these dudes like when they were like in college, and like I don't like
Okay.
give up on them. Feel me? Like I'm like, all right, like you feel me? Like you straight in the league. Um, Julius Randle though, what I'll say is he could have made the third team, because I understand there are probably bigger names out there that should have made the second team. But like when I think about it, like I could have Jason Tatum in the second team instead of Randall. But then I look at it like no, time out, said time out, time out. But then look at the pieces that's
Me,
around Julius
just
Randle and
it's
look at
not
what's
even
around.
it's not even just Jason Tatum for me for second team. It's not even just that. I'm gonna get into that, but you have anything
They
else to say?
Def could have replaced Kyrie for fucking Bradley Bill.
Wait, you
So
said Kyrie was on the second team?
no, he's on the third team, but he could
Oh,
have Brad Bill should have made that over Kyrie.
oh, Kyrie shouldn't have made any
Kyrie,
team.
they're
Yeah.
both on the third team.
Hmm?
But anyways,
I
Okay.
thought he
Well,
wasn't.
yeah. Say your point on Julius Randle
no,
and then talk
Bradley
about the
Beal and
third team.
Kyrie, Bradley Beal and Kyrie Irving are on all 13, all NBA 13. I'll name the rest when we get 13. All NBA second team. Julius Randle went crazy this year in terms of the Knicks' expectations. But is he all NBA second team? Is he? When I hear all NBA, it's 15 players, and if you look at it in a general sense, it's the top 15 players in the league that year. You can't sit here and tell me Julius Randle is a top 10 player in this league.
Yes, you can.
I don't know. I don't think
No,
so.
I feel like by
because you're looking
stats
at
you can say that,
If
but
yeah,
you,
but because
but
you're
like
no, you're
his,
looking at it. You're looking at it from like a holistic view too much. But low key, you gotta look at
because
it. We're talking about one season.
no, I understand what you're saying. I understand. I
that's
know what you.
also
No, I know what point
can
he's
go
trying to
against
make.
the grain though.
I know what he's trying to point out, but that also goes against him because
Exactly.
all NBA looks at everything. It looks at defense, it looks at offense, it
Okay.
looks at your team winning, your team losing.
Uh huh.
Okay?
Uh huh.
The Knicks, they lost what?
I
Second
mean, to
round
be
this year?
honest, they didn't do that well. It was just the East was
No, they
extremely
did
shitty this
that.
year, and they
No,
managed to be in the middle of that
they
shittiness.
did that well for the Knicks. They finished
Yeah,
what, like fourth?
Fourth.
Yeah, they finished what,
Finish
fourth
fourth.
in
they
the
went
East,
from what
and they
11, 12
lost.
to the fourth,
Yeah, and they lost second round or first round.
first
First
round.
round to Atlanta.
They lost first round.
Remember, playoffs don't
Look at
matter.
Playoff. Oh yeah, you're right.
No,
Playoffs
for
don't
all
matter.
NBA
No.
selections, playoffs
It's
don't
for the
matter.
season. It's for the season. Playoffs don't matter.
I would disagree.
I'm not even gonna say Jason Tatum. I'm not even gonna mention Jason Tatum's name because I'm a Boston fan. Donovan Mitchell.
You want to hear? You want to hear what like an NBA analysis or someone who will vote what they'll say? You
Position.
got to have two guards and three
Fuck
forwards.
that,
Positions. That was my
bro.
argument also. Because
I
he
understand.
made it.
I
He
get
made it
that.
based on position.
Yeah.
Okay, he made it based on position, but everyone wants to make this argument. Oh, the NBA
It's not though.
positionless bullshit, all this shit.
It's
But
not.
y'all still have this shit. It's like, all right, we need 3 guards and 2 bigs. So what? The 2 bigs is Joel Embiid and Julius Randle.
I think. Well, first of all, I think your
Like,
big.
what the
I
fuck?
think your big argument is Rudy Gobert. Not really. It was Rudy
Yeah.
Gobert and
I
Julius
am mad
Randle.
at I am mad at the whole
Rudy
Rudy
Gobert
Gobert thing.
trash,
But
bro.
I just don't think Julius Randle is all NBA second team. Like I understand the
Why?
position. I understand the position part of it, but like I'm just pointing out Donovan Mitchell, bro.
Just answer the question.
Just Donovan Mitchell, bro. His
Just answer the
team was
question.
What was the question?
He said why though.
Why he
What is your
don't?
general
Because
answer as to
my
why?
Yeah.
answer is because we have Donovan Mitchell. The fact that Donovan Mitchell is not on any of these teams is ridiculous to me.
So
And
you think
Regardless,
that they're just better players? That's your argument, that you believe there are better
yes,
players.
I think
Okay.
okay. I understand the all NBA things. Oh, we need 3 guards, 2 bigs. All right, cool. 3
Two guards,
2 guards,
three.
3 forwards because they don't even do big
Yeah.
anymore. It's not even center
Yeah.
anymore. It's just 3 forwards. But it's like I feel like all NBA
technically it's
should
a
be the
center.
best. Okay, it's technically a center, but no one calls it center anymore. You're just a forward. But it's like I feel like all NBA should just be the best 15 players in the league.
I feel like
Now
that's
I understand we don't want like in an ideal world you don't want it all guards, you don't want it all bigs,
exactly
but it's like
Yeah.
that just
when
makes
it's
it
that
harder.
what it makes it harder. But when it's that much of a difference,
Nah, bro.
you
You
don't
gotta
think
stay
it's that much of
consistent
a
though.
you don't think it's
No,
that
I
much of a difference
understand.
with Julius
I
Randle and Donovan
understand, but you
Mitchell?
can't. Yeah, but you can't just start making exceptions for one. Nah, like
Yeah.
Julius Randle is like not on anywhere close to the
Okay, but you
caliber of
don't think
Donovan Mitchell.
but you don't think Jason Tatum played like his stats is better than him
I
for the
thought you
season?
wasn't gonna mention it.
I wasn't gonna mention him, but like if
No,
we're
but
gonna
that's
talk
what I
about
said. That's what
position,
I no. But that's what I said. I said if there's supposed to be one player ahead of Randle in that position, I would put Tatum, and I think that's
Even
fair.
though
And I
he's
think like
also not a forward, a power forward, but
he's
small
he's
forward.
technically a small forward.
exactly.
He's honestly he when he came to the league, he was listed as a power forward. But this nigga obviously don't play like
Nah,
power forward.
I don't know
No,
about that. They was talking
he's
about bringing
always
him
been
in as a 3 though.
he's always a three that
he's
has the
been the
ability to
3.
play as
Yeah.
a four.
Yes, but
No, he was a 2 or
in
a 3 coming in
college,
the league.
no. When he came in
Please,
the league,
bro.
he was listed as a power. He was
Yo,
listed as a
bro, I
3.
am a Duke fan. I am telling you, he is a three.
He was
That's
not
I
it,
no
thought
4, bro. He was not no fucking 4. I know that.
I swear
He
niggas
was
said
He
a
was not
three,
no
bro.
4. They said he could either be a 3 or a 2. He was not no 4.
Yeah, Tatum's versatile though. Like you feel like you can play him at a two through four, 2, 3, and 4. You could
He don't
legitimately
got to
play him
wait
out.
for a 4, but sure.
but
I mean,
yeah.
that's true.
Just for the sake of comparison.
What?
What did you say, Mario?
Nah, what happened? I ain't
What did
gonna
Mario
lie.
say?
Sid frozen. I could hear everybody else. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you froze,
Can y'all hear?
man.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me
Yeah, I
now?
can hear you. Yeah, you
I'm
good.
frozen.
You
You're good. You're
was.
You
good
can hear
now.
me. All right. I looked up real quick. Jason Tatum had 27 I'm doing this from memory because I had to close it out because I think when I opened it, it fucked up the service. But Jason Tatum scored. He had 27, 7, and like 7 rebounds. It was 27, like 7 or 8, and then like 4 or 5. Julius Randle had like 23 or 24, 10, 9 or 10, and then like
6. 24, 10, and
6.
6.
24, 10, and 6.
Sound like
Okay.
you arguing for Boston.
So, yes, he's averaging a double-double. But it's like, I don't know. I just don't think
He's arguing for
I,
Boston.
I just think if Julius Randle is going to be on all NBA team, he should have been on the third team. And
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know who you're going to take out the third team, because if for that you got to either put someone from the third team up to the second team, or you got to take someone on the third team off. Put
Take
Jason
Kyrie
Tatum
out. Take Kyrie out. Put Donovan Mitchell in.
I feel like I feel like Kyrie missed, especially for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Kyrie. I don't think Kyrie's
They
he's
just put that
technically
nigga
he's
in
an
there just
All NBA
cause.
player, but for the sake of how many games he missed, I don't think he should be
I
put
would
on the
say the
third team.
season in general. Did his averages allow him to be on the All NBA team?
I think it did. From what it seemed like, he definitely had at least.
Y'all said all.
I don't want.
Hold on. Y'all said all NBA, right? Not just
Yes,
scoring.
no, All NBA,
Not just scoring, right?
not just scoring.
Okay then.
Because what did he have?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't crazy. It
Whoa,
was.
chill. He had
Wait, Mario. I know you're like
27, 5, and 6.
that's yeah. So it's like
That's kind of tough.
that is tough.
That's kind of tough.
Okay.
Exactly. So it's like it's hard because
It's really the 27.
yeah. So yeah, the 27. That's really what it is. But it's like it's hard because it's like I don't want Julius Randle on the second team. If anything, put him on the third team. But it's like, do I? It's either you. It's one or two. It's either you put Jason Tatum on the second team, move Julius on the third team, and take someone off the third team, or you take someone from the third team, put the second team, and then put Julius Randle on the third team.
How Jason Tatum just jumped?
No, I'm saying if you were gonna,
he not on any team.
No, I'm saying if you were, because the only stat
you sound like a fan right now.
I'm not sounding like a fan. I'm saying there's two options to fixing this.
You can't fix a nigga that's not on there, period, to a second team. If you bumping somebody up, is you bump them from the third to the second, or you bumping them on to the third. You'll just jump.
Name the third team. Name the third team. The third team.
I'll get to your question. I'll get to your question, Mark. I'm just saying there's only two ways you can amend this lineup. It's either you take someone from the third team and replace them with Julius Randle and just switch it. That's the easiest way to do it. Okay. But if you were to drag it or stretch it or whatever, how you want to do it, then, and I wouldn't even do this myself, you put Jason Tatum on. No, don't put him on the second team because that's a force. You put Jason Tatum on the third team, take Julius Randle, take him off the second team, and then replace someone on the third team for Julius Randle. And then they're on the third team.
Okay, so who took the power forward spot for the third team? So
that's what
off the third team.
That's the hard
list off the third team. Because I know this just defeats everything you just fucking said. List off the third team.
I don't think Kyrie Irving should be on the third team.
Okay, just say the third team.
Let me hear it.
So we need. I'm cool with all because all right. I didn't say the third team, but it's Bradley Beal, Jimmy Butler. Niggas can make an argument about Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, you can make an argument.
Niggas can make an argument about Jimmy Butler.
If it was last season,
is he shooting guard or small forward?
You switch that easily with Donovan Mitchell.
Forward.
He's a small forward.
I mean, most of his career he's a 2.
Okay, all right. Let's just think of him as a 2 for now, just for the sake of simplicity. I mean, it's hard to Take off Kyrie Irving.
No, you can't.
Take off
because you have
Kyrie
Kyrie.
Irving. I don't think Kyrie Irving should be on All NBA just for the sake of how many games he missed.
And you switch out Jimmy Butler for Donovan Mitchell.
You
That's
can put
easy.
Jimmy Butler for Donovan Mitchell, and then you can put Julius Randle. Oh wait, you can't put him for Kyrie because that doesn't work.
Yo, time out. Watch this. So I just had to look up the standings real quick, and I like Jason Tatum and all, but you guys were the 7th seed.
Okay, that's a matter of team.
No. Yeah, but didn't you say a part of the criteria
you're
for
right,
all
you're
NBA
right, you're
is
right,
winning?
you're right, you're right.
No,
It's
time out.
It's
So
winning.
not,
no, I'm not.
No. So
you're right, you're right, you're right.
No, but it's not only that. It's not just that y'all didn't win. It's like y'all underperformed. Like you're supposed to be a top 3 seed. You know what I'm saying?
That whole squad.
Randall could stay. Jimmy could stay.
You think Randall should still be on the second
y'all
team?
Thought I was talking shit last year when I said Kemba wasn't performing.
No, because you know why? You know how bad this is, bro? No. I'm going to explain how bad this is. Not once in this argument did you talk about Trae Young. I'm not, but like they had a higher seed than
I didn't think,
you know what
I'm saying? Like, Trae Young. I wasn't thinking about Trae, because with Trae Young, you could make the argument that he could be on the first or second team. Or at least, not the first team. You can make the argument he could be on.
I feel like now you can say that, but I don't know about the whole season.
I feel like I think he underperformed compared to his first few seasons, but I feel like you can make the argument
underperformed.
Because didn't he average more in his first few seasons? No, but I thought he did better in his first few seasons. I mean, I don't memorize the stats, but
you memorized fucking trying to put Jason Tatum on the second team.
In reality, I would put Jason Tatum on at least the third team. But it's still hard to do that with who is on the third and second team because of the whole position thing.
Told us the third team.
Oh my god!
Say the fucking third team.
Yeah, name the third team.
Okay. Keep Paul George there.
Bro, name the
team. Start.
I'm naming it.
In order.
I want to hear your take. I just want to hear like the players' names. That's
exactly.
It.
It's been the last 10 minutes. Come on,
Bradley.
My boy.
Bradley Beal. Rudy Gobert. Even though I have feelings about him. Rudy Gobert.
You still did it out of order, but go ahead.
What do we mean out of order? I'm just.
Yo, what are
shooting, we have a shooting guard. We have a big. The other guard.
At this point, I fucking know it. Bradley Beal, Jimmy Butler.
You keeping Jimmy Butler?
I'm just saying what the list is.
You want me to name? Oh, the actual third team.
Yes, nigga, we've been saying that.
I thought you said my third team. I'm sorry.
Your.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Bradley Beal, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Kyrie Irving.
Okay, so Jimmy Butler was the 3.
Come on, whatever issue you have with the All NBA team can all be changed by the third team. Everyone on the third team is disposable.
Wait,
you think Bradley Beal's disposable?
Bradley Beal and Paul George is not.
Bradley Beal was hooping.
Why? Well, wait. Why is Bradley? Wait, come on. Why is Bradley Beal like not non-disposable here?
Because he was carrying that Washington team.
So we have an issue. All right. So for me, because I gotta have the stats for this argument.
Okay.
So we're talking about Donovan Mitchell didn't make a team, right?
I think Donovan Mitchell should be on the second team, but it's hard because of Julius Randle.
So
and the position thing.
We're not focused on Julius Randle, bro.
Alone. Because right now
we're talking about positions.
Time out.
Person that can leave that 5.
Yeah, but we're talking about but you're thinking about top 5. Just go by what the NBA is going by. Feel me?
Okay.
Positions.
If Washington was the 8th seed, right, and Utah was the number 1 seed, and their stats are somewhere in the same realm.
All right, you got a point there.
You got a point. Okay.
That's an easy switch if you're looking at it that way. But wait a minute, who was the 2 in the second team?
The two in the second team is probably Damian Lillard. Well, it's Damian Lillard
Dame or Luca. Dame or Luca, right?
because
I said
it's
the second team, not the first.
no, the second
Oh,
team it's Chris Paul point guard, Damian Lillard shooting guard.
okay.
That's
So
stupid.
it's kind of hard. Would you replace Donovan Mitchell with Damian Lillard
I would do Damian Lillard over Chris Paul, and then you put fucking Donovan
as a
Mitchell
point
second.
guard?
Yes, Damian Lillard can be labeled as a shooting guard,
He
but most of his career he was a point guard. So I say you scratch Chris Paul completely off the All NBA
you
list.
can't take
You
Chris
put
Paul
you
Time
off.
put
out. They
Damian
don't. They
Lillard.
don't.
You put Damian. I understand
Mhm.
what's same being said, but you put Damian Lillard, and then you do Donovan Mitchell second team, and then Bradley Beal stays.
On the third team.
Why is he
Yes.
staying? Yo, Bradley Bill could go, bro. Come on, like, nah, like, for real, get him out of here.
In
Come
terms of
on.
scoring, sure.
Okay, but what I
Who
understand
won
the
the
scoring
scoring
part.
title?
This Stephen Curry.
Huh,
It was Stephen
okay.
Curry, right? Yeah, it was
Okay.
Stephen Curry.
I was
But
surprised by that, but okay.
no, it was dead at Stephen Curry. But
Mm.
in regards to what Mario is saying, I understand why he's saying Bradley Beal can go because they look at everything if you're all NBA. But also all NBA, it doesn't say this, but also takes in the matter of like publicity.
Right.
And if you look at the first half of the season, this nigga was cooking. Granted, was he winning? Fuck no.
No.
Fuck no, he wasn't winning.
Yo,
He was dropping 60, 50 back to back, but he wasn't winning. So,
that's true.
but it's like if you drop that many and you average for the season, he averaged maybe what? If I had to guess, he averaged at least 30. And he averaged probably, if I was a betting person, he probably averaged at least, he averaged 32, 33.
How much did Steph average? Did he average what, like 32, 33 or something?
Probably.
Because I'm a little
Yeah,
confused on him getting the scoring title.
but
Because
Yeah,
he went
Brad
through
only
it.
averaged, he averaged 30, 31.
no,
31, 5,
31.
and
Okay,
4.
I was one off. So
31,
Brad
5,
averaged,
and 4.
and then Steph, what, probably averaged more, I'm assuming, since he won the scoring title. Steph probably averaged, what, like 33, if I had to guess. But I understand what Mario is saying, is that we could take Brad Beal off for the sake of the whole application because this nigga wasn't winning. He made the playoffs by skin of their teeth, but the nigga wasn't winning. So it's like you could take him off logistically and put like a Donovan Mitchell there, who
Yeah,
was
but
number one in
I,
the league.
I feel like we
He
can't
was
Kyrie
talk.
can
cooking too.
also go.
Yeah.
I said Kyrie Ben could go, bro.
Yeah,
That
bro, that's
nigga
why I'm
Ben
saying, all
can
right.
go.
So I guess besides Paul George, because he deserves to be on the list, everyone else on that
Okay.
team is disposable.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
Like,
cool with that.
you feel me?
Wait, before I move on to the next topic, who would you put instead of Rudy Gobert?
Bro, Bam. Like, I'm a Heat fan. I'll just say it. Bam. Bam is better than Rudy Gobert. Like, easy.
Mm,
How does Rudy, like, make the team? Like, how?
I see Ben as a 4,
Because
but
Bro, remember, they go by forwards. There's no
it's
center.
I
guard
mean, but
forward.
technically it still is a center. If you look at
Okay,
every fifth
yes,
person, it is
technically,
a
but
center.
it's three forwards. It's three forwards,
It's
two
three
guards.
forwards.
That's just how it
Just
works.
like
I mean,
next
it's still
year,
a center though.
I
yeah, but next year it
understand
could be LeBron.
mentally,
It could be
mentally.
It
LeBron,
can, but I'm
KD,
just
and
saying that
Kawhi.
all three of them are centers,
Okay,
technically.
yes, mentally he is a center, but if you on paper for the sake of all NBA, it's two guards, three forwards.
I mean, I'm
So
not
it's
going to
like
say that.
I'm not saying Bam gotta be on there. I'm saying that's a
I
good
don't know if
argument.
Bam is the replacement though.
Okay, but who else is the replacement? What
I
other big
can't
is the
think of.
replacement in the NBA?
I can't
Joker's
think
already
of
on the
others.
first team.
Okay, I can't think of other centers right now, but I'm not going to sit there and say Bam is the next replacement
That's the
because
only
I feel like you can the same argument that Mario applied can also go against Bam.
it could go against Bam, but if you think about bigs, there's not a lot of dominant bigs. Joel Embiid's already on the second team. What was he on the? Was he on the second team or third team?
First. No, second.
Joel Embiid is on second team. Joel Embiid's already on the second team. Giannis and Joker's already on the first team. And the bigs on the third team, the only
I
big
just
there is
can't think
really
of any
freaking
other
Rudy Gobert
centers. I just can't think of any other centers right now because
because there's no other centers.
Cat wasn't
Carl
doing
Because
Anthony
anything.
Cat
Towns.
wasn't.
Yeah, they
He's
stink.
not all NBA. He's not all NBA.
No,
Like
he's all,
so.
he's better than Rudy Gobert. They just don't win games at all.
Yeah. So.
Those are like empty stats.
Yeah. So it's like,
True.
what other big is there? I'm not
I
saying
don't.
like it has to be Bam Adebayo, but it's like when you look at the rest, like what else is there? It's really just Bam.
I'm about to Google this.
You can't really think. You can't name another big
I
like a
feel like you're
dominant
saying
big.
that because he said that.
No, but like seriously, what other big is there? Sabonis?
Gee. He's also just not a center.
Chill, relax.
Bro,
Relax.
you like too many players, bro.
No. I don't like Sabonis, but I'm just saying, like, you talking about Sabonis, like, remember
That's
they
the
were
only.
one game away from Washington. So if you're making a case
Exactly.
for Bradley Beal, you can make a case for Sabonis.
You can make the case for Sabonis, but I'm not even arguing for Sabonis.
All right,
I'm saying
no.
that's
I'm looking at
you
this
can't-
list. I'm looking at this list. It has to be Rudy Gobert. It has to be.
Okay,
Because if
on
you
paper,
just
but
no,
it's
we're
like,
just looking at it. Hold on. I'm gonna just go down the name of the list. Andre Drummond, Nikola Vucevic, Carl Anthony Towns, Miles Turner, Bam, Dwight Howard, Al Horford, Marc Gasol,
stop.
Steven Adams,
All right, I
Clint
stopped
Capella.
listening. I stopped listening after Al Horford. Just listen to me. That's the point I'm making. The point he is making is you could make the argument for Bam Adebayo.
I don't
But
think
it's
you
hard
can,
to
though.
no, you can't. The thing is, you can, but you can't.
You leave
can't
it as is.
No,
By default.
Because of how they won.
No, I'm just saying. Period. If we're talking bubble Bam, yes.
I'm not talking about bubble Bam. I'm talking. That's a great twin. That's a great.
No. Bam average 29-6
this year.
Like yes, this year.
Oh,
that's
a
number. That's a quiet at. It wasn't no 20, 29. It wasn't no 29.
No. I got Rudy's stat. Rudy averaged. Okay, it's gonna sound crazy, but he averaged 14, 14, and 1. Like
he's supposed to average 14 rebounds. You're supposed to have 14 rebounds a game.
And Rudy, we know Rudy for his defense, but Bam was like
defense.
Bam was in the conversation. Bam was in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year too.
Okay, but then the same argument you used earlier for Bradley Beal easily defeats Bam.
Yeah, but yes, Washington, but Miami's not as bad as Washington was. What?
Did they make the playoffs?
Yes, they did.
Oh, they did make the playoffs. Well, so did Washington.
Yeah, Washington made it through a play-in. Miami actually secured their spot.
Yeah, they beat the Celtics.
I mean, at that point, if you was below 6, then with this playing bullshit, if you was below 6, then like
you really should be.
You ain't make the playoffs.
Okay,
I'm not saying you ain't supposed to be in the playoffs, but like since they did that shit, them last few spots is kind of like because low key Miami shit could have been taken too, or they could have also been the 8th or 7th seed.
But all I'm saying is Rudy Gobert. His only contribution
is by default
is really just defense and for the sake of winning.
Help side defense.
And who knocked them out? The Clippers, which they fucking exposed out the ass when they eliminated them. But all it really is for the sake of his defense and just for the sake he was on the winning, the record-wise, the best team in the NBA. So it's kind of hard.
It's
kind of hard to leave him off, huh?
What about this bubble, though?
The bubble. We're talking about the bubble. In terms of the bubble, we noticed a lot of people started eating in the bubble. No crowd, no nothing. No crowd, no pressure. other than like just your peers. But then niggas came out the bubble, they get the crowd back, get niggas chanting their ear, and then where they at? What's going on? You know?
South Beach.
So I'm not gonna
South Beach.
we gonna get into Miami towards the end, but I'm asking y'all for generally, what do y'all think is the biggest difference between the basketball being played right now and then the basketball that was played in the
Nigga,
bubble?
the world.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
The
it.
world.
It's the
Okay.
world.
Do you think it was more or less competitive in the bubble? In or out of the bubble?
Competitive?
Yes.
No. I
Do you
just
think it
think
was
we didn't
less
have.
competitive in the bubble?
I'll put it to you like this: we had nothing else better to do. So, in reality, we the intensity was a bit hyped up simply because they had nothing else to do. But you factor that they had nothing else to do, we had nothing else to do. It's a bigger scope and it's bigger than what it was. I would say you have a better playoffs this year in some areas than last year. In some areas, in some areas. Now, if you'll look at these playoff series a lot more than last year. How many notable series could you say were good last year?
I mean,
Not
towards
one
the end,
sided, not one sided. Good.
like a good back and forth.
Either or.
Um,
Just not one sided.
I feel like towards the end, the
Because
OKC,
you can't
The OKC Houston shit was pretty close. That went to 7 games.
okay. If you look at the what Miami Milwaukee shit,
No, that was a
That was a
sweep.
clap. That
one
was just
sided.
claps. That was just a clap
Miami,
fest.
Miami and Boston was good to me.
Yeah, that was a good one. But
I think that was
I don't
was it
think
four
people
two or is it
performed
seven
well.
games?
It was
I
six.
think it was 4. Yeah, it was
It was
4-2. It
4-2.
was 4-2,
But it
but
was
those
still a
games
good
were like
game. It
I
was
mad
don't
still a good
think
close.
bump.
I
Yeah,
don't think the Celtics performed well, but
they didn't for a myriad of reasons. Kemba, but that nigga's out of here now. But yeah, you can make the
what you
argument for my.
mean?
I mean,
Y'all kicking him out?
this nigga's out. The niggas traded him.
He got traded.
What?
You don't
Huh?
know that?
What?
Yes, they traded him,
Who?
bro. They traded
Where?
Kemba to
Where?
OKC, and we got
for
Al
For
for a
Horford.
who?
bag of chips.
We
For a
got
bag of chips.
we got we got Al Horford, and did we get
Al
Jeremy
Horford
Grant?
was in OKC.
Yeah, no, it wasn't
Hey,
Jeremy Grant. I'm wilding. Wait, was it
nah,
Jeremy Grant? Did we get Jeremy Grant? No,
no,
I'm
I don't
wilding. It
think
wasn't.
so.
How the
No, we
fuck did
got
Jeremy Grant make the
no,
Olympic team?
no. That that's the only question I want to ask about the Olympic thing because we're doing this for sake of time. But for what I'm saying, Boston, yes. To update you, Sean, they traded Kemba for Al Horford. They traded Kemba to OKC for Al Horford, and I think a pick in the next
Why the fuck would you want him
draft.
back?
I mean,
Why would you not take Adams?
they probably didn't offer Adams.
I would have took Adams and said fuck the pick.
I understand that, but they probably didn't offer Adams.
Yeah,
Period.
But
Just for the
why would
sake
you
he's
want
Stephen
Al Horford
Adams.
in a pick?
Okay,
Because
they
that pick is
probably
Al
probably
Horford.
low.
it is low, but
It's
it's
like the
like that's the
16th
best
pick.
they can. That's like the best they could get.
Al Horford is on the tail end of his career. He
Yeah,
is a
bro,
part
they're
of a
not.
trade package, not one player.
I
Yeah,
understand.
the
I
thing. No,
forget
no, no.
who
It was a trade package to
they got.
release
Someone
the
else, but he was
Celtics
like he wasn't like crazy because it was
from their
Al
money.
Horford. It was out, huh?
Let Mario
No,
speak.
Oh,
no, I'm saying the Celtics. To me, I think they made that trade to get Kemba off their books. Like you got more money you could play around with now.
yeah.
Like you said, like Al Horford was just like, all right, you know what? Like we're gonna take you. You're probably not gonna suit up for us at all this season. You're on like a 1 year deal anyway. Like for me, it makes their payroll more flexible.
Yeah. But I know it was out. They got Al Horford. I know they got some other player, even though he wasn't crazy. And
Y'all
then they got
damn
a
bad.
pick.
It sound like y'all rebuild. Y'all 1 year away from rebuilding.
I
Yeah.
mean,
That's what it
probably
sound like.
if they
Oh,
get. I
Yeah,
mean, we
go
need
ahead and throw Jalen Brown to Philly.
niggas is not
Jalen Brown, Jason
throwing,
Tatum.
bro. Those are the two.
ooh.
Those are the two players they're gonna keep. They're gonna keep
Bro,
Jason Tatum and
if
Tatum.
they don't go to the conference finals next year, they are disbanding that team, and Jason Tatum is probably leaving.
Well,
He's not leaving.
a lot of teams in the East are getting this. Are going to get split up next year. Yeah.
He's not leaving, bro.
Only 2 teams can make the Eastern Conference Finals. You think Brooklyn going
Bro,
forward not to make it? You think
I
Milwaukee
mean,
going
no.
forward not to make it?
The only way they give up Jalen Brown is if they get like a superstar.
Hmm?
I feel like the only way
How
they
would
would
that
give
be an
up.
equal trade?
I'm not saying it would be superstar for Jalen Brown. It would be superstar Jalen Brown and some other shit for said superstar or mid-level star. But I feel like to them to get someone decent, they'd have to give up Jalen Brown because I feel like I don't think they would because they're giving up Jalen Brown before Jason Tatum. That's just a fact.
All
Like
right,
Yo,
if
Sid,
you,
as a Celtics fan, who you want? Jalen Brown or Paul George?
it's not a hard
And you don't.
question.
Paul
And like, if
George,
okay,
Okay.
wow, okay,
All right.
I'm not okay.
Now I'm
in terms
entitled.
of right,
What the fuck is the argument,
in
Mario?
terms of
What's the
right now,
argument? What's the argument? It ain't no right now. What's the argument? Because I feel like y'all been
You
trying to
got, I
push
just
my button all
nah. I think
episode. What's
I
the
think that's
argument?
a toss up. I think it's a
How is
toss
it a
up. To be
toss
honest,
up?
it is a toss up because it's like
Who's proving themselves in the playoffs more?
okay, I
yeah, but like
understand, but
then
it's
you look
like
at like age and all of that. Like
you
okay,
look
one of
at
them is
age,
like
you look at in prone to injury, like a lot of
yeah.
shit. So it's like, if it's me, I'm picking Paul George because I would rather win now as opposed to potentially later. And but it's like
What years is Brown in?
Jalen Brown,
Like
Yes,
4,
four.
5, maybe
4 or 5.
6.
How many years has
Nah, he
he been
ain't
in the
6.
league?
No, it's like 5. Yeah, PG.
Paul George,
Okay, I'm
same
not.
time
It's
as
like
Damian Lillard. Same
No,
time as
I'm saying
Damian
how many
Lillard.
years? Just I will.
okay. I
What's the number?
understand what you're saying.
No,
That's
I'm
why
asking a serious question. What's the number? How many years he been in the league?
I don't know, like
10 plus.
like 10,
Yeah.
9, 10.
All right.
This nigga just silent just to prove a point.
What kind
But
of question?
and
No, I had a
anyways,
point, but I based on that not knowing that information, I don't know if I could solidify
anyways,
my point.
anyways, to end this part of the segment, Mario, what the fuck happened to Miami, bro? That's really why I had this
Uh,
segment. The fuck happened, bro?
all right,
How you go from the finals to getting knocked out first round?
But they
all
say
right.
they didn't necessarily deserve to be in the finals last year. Some people said.
Okay, some people say that, but
Nah, they deserve
they
to
was
be in the
hooping,
finals
bro.
last year.
They was
Yeah.
hooping, bro. They was hooping. Jimmy Butler was hooping.
I said
Tyler
some
Hero.
people, nigga. I ain't say me.
I understand, but a lot of them niggas was hooping, bro. Bam, Jimmy, Tyler was all hooping in the playoff.
Damn.
Bro,
We couldn't finish,
every
but it happened.
they were all the same players that were hooping in the bubble were hooping this year, besides Tyler Hero,
What did he
and
do?
we lost players like Jay Crowder. Now,
Love Jay
someone like
Crowder.
Jay Crowder, no, someone like Jay Crowder, I know is not a start, but I
It
remember like
helps.
he's
It
a yeah,
helps.
like you
It
feel me? You
helps.
can't. We got Trevor Ariza who was good, but we got him late in the season. He wasn't able to gel. But like someone like Jay Crowder, like you know what he's doing. Paul George know what Jay Crowder capable of doing. For me, he make those timely threes, etc. Plays good defense. Tyler Hero, it could be the bubble. It could be a sophomore slump. I don't know.
It's
I
kind of
really
looking
don't.
What
like
is his
both.
numbers right now? Like they
Tyler,
bad?
it's not even that they're bad. He's just
It's
like
not that bad. It
inefficient
just,
too.
yeah, the inefficiency. Because it's like,
I feel
he
like he
really
was
went,
inefficient. Okay, I give you a great comparison. I feel like that's coaching. Now, hear me out. The year that I think Philly went to like the second round, when basically they got out of the first round with JJ Redick and a bunch of other niggas just shooting random ass threes, but they were going crazy. You get in around 2, you try to do that same shit, it wasn't working. I feel like Tyler Hero with some of his shots, they let him go off because he was making them at a higher rate, but he was also probably taking more shots. But there were shots where him and Duncan Robinson, I was kind of like, you don't need to be taking these wild shots.
Like,
And it kind of
this
got
year or
exposed.
last year?
It got exposed in the finals a little bit because they both was I mean, Duncan Robinson found it in the finals, but they was kind of out of rhythm. And you looking like, bro, you don't need to take that difficult of a shot, especially when you getting better ones and you missing the open ones.
That's another thing. I would say the fall of the Heat, or like where they got exposed this year, was Duncan Robinson. Everyone now understands he is a liability on defense and go at him every single time. Like whoever Duncan Robinson is
Brain
guarding
blast.
is going crazy. And for me, I'm gonna just add this. Miami also has Victor Oladipo on the roster. He did not play in the playoffs. If he played, I know he's not an all-star, but he could have made a difference.
Why didn't he
Maybe
play?
He was
he's
hurt.
injured. He's injured.
That nigga stay injured, bro.
You feel me? So there's a lot of things.
So do you think it's a comeback for them next year?
Well, I'm actually praying right now. Giannis loses, so he realized he needs to go to Miami. You feel me? Yeah.
Not gonna happen. I feel like Giannis is gonna do what Damian Lillard should not do. And stay.
You know,
in Milwaukee.
Damian Lillard might leave.
He's quiet. I mean, he should.
Bro.
That's stupid.
It's not even might. Like,
I don't
it's
think
looking
that's
like
smart.
he gonna leave.
The Lakers or Knicks, man.
I don't think that's smart. I feel like the Lakers don't need any more pieces.
They don't, but like,
because if you lost, you just lost, bro. I understand it's injuries, but like, come on, they don't need any more pieces. If you look at the team this year, they had plenty of fucking pieces.
But you act like that stopped them from getting other pieces before. There was a point where they didn't. There was a point where they didn't need DeMarcus Cousins. They still picked up DeMarcus Cousins, even though he didn't really do anything after they picked him up.
I think that was just we have extra space. Why not?
But it's
that nigga really got 2 rings sitting on the bench. Yo, he really got 2 rings sitting on the bench.
Oh my god!
That's crazy.
It was a great conversation right now. And I know we said at the top of the show we're going to talk about the U.S. Olympic team, but I'd rather talk. Yeah.
It depends on who's on these other teams. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like that's a topic for.
Depends on how good Spain is coming out, but
that's a later discussion. But I'd rather talk about GOAT talk. Talking about the goats of our time, or not just of our time, just overall.
Let's see.
All right, let me go first on this because I know.
You about to repeat this blasphemy.
I'm gonna let you go first, but like I said, we're gonna get into GOAT talk. We're just gonna talk about. It's only really 3 questions about greatest of all times, and then we're gonna get into who we picking up. But for this first time with GOAT talk. We're going to do first question, greatest scorer of all time.
Greatest scorer of all time. Okay.
What's the options?
Just you can pick anyone of all time. It's all time. So
like what you mean, greatest scorer? Like the greatest person to put the ball.
The greatest person to put the basketball
or the
into
most versatile player to put the ball in the hoop.
Okay, I understand.
Pure scorer.
The person is like
Kevin Durant.
Kevin
Durant.
That was the consensus from the poll I posted. Kevin Durant.
Just in terms of like, and I don't like Kevin Durant, but like in terms of like his efficiency as well as scoring is just like immaculate.
The consensus is Kevin Durant. This nigga can do it from anywhere, back to the basket, face up, wing, wherever you want, mid range, 3.
Every person who
Every
plays 2K wish their player was.
yes.
Basically, yeah,
Yes.
demigod.
So you would say KD too, Sean?
Scorer, yes.
Okay.
Either him or Michael Jordan, but yeah.
Okay. Greatest point guard of all time.
I say AI, but y'all say he's not
Jesus
a point
Christ.
guard.
You wildin', bro. I'm
Even
sorry.
if he was like, yo, what?
You wildin', bro. I'm sorry. This
Like
nigga
he's better than
said
AI
All
would
right.
have been better.
AI is better than
Magic
Curry.
Johnson.
If
Like,
okay,
come on.
all right. It was a joke. Relax.
Okay, who are you actually
Um,
saying?
I say
That's really
either Magic or Curry.
Okay. Mario.
Magic.
Magic? Okay.
Yeah.
The consensus is Magic. I personally feel like it's Curry just solely because of his versatility of scoring, but I can see why people would say Magic.
I mean,
Because,
Magic had the versatility of the game, but the only thing that I
yeah,
say is that only edge where I kind of give Curry is that he can do all of that. I mean, not necessarily the crazy vision Magic had, and I wouldn't necessarily say Curry is the greatest floor general, but the nigga is the greatest shooter in NBA history,
Mm-hmm.
oh, yeah, there's not even a question.
and he
And I know the
technically
niggas love
changed
to,
the game of
Yeah. He
basketball.
yeah,
did.
yeah.
He
And I know
definitely
niggas
did.
like to say Klay Thompson, but it's Stephen Curry. It's not even close.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
give credit
I
to
don't.
Clay though. Like he's like right behind. I mean, not right
You could
behind him, but like he's behind. Like he's
you
good.
can make the argument, but some nigga is going to defeat the argument by showing you the stats.
I mean, but
It is Clay. It is
Clay
Stephen
ain't
Curry.
really been playing the last 2 years, and Curry
Okay,
has.
that is true. But last goat talk question. Who is your top three players of all time? I feel like it's gonna be similar across the board, but
No.
actually, Mario, I know
I
it's not
mean,
gonna be similar with
probably.
you. Mario, let's start with you, bro. What your top three players, bro? Top three
Uh,
players, bro.
Sabonis, Julius
Nigga,
Randle,
Oh my
stop.
and
Nigga,
god!
stop,
defense.
bro.
Come
Stop,
Nah,
on,
bro.
man!
no.
Come on!
Stop.
I'm gonna go in order because, well, actually, yeah. No,
It
at
don't gotta
number.
be in a. It don't gotta be in an order.
All right,
Just
no,
give
that's
us
fine
top three.
because the order gives emphasis.
Yeah.
At number 3 is Michael Jordan. Feel me? All right, come on. Number two and number one. Number two and number
Oh
one.
my god.
I have an internal conflict with like
Oh
every
my
day I wake
god.
up.
Just.
As of today, number 2 would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and number 1 LeBron.
You don't got Kobe in your top three?
Hell no.
Oh my god! We're not gonna do this today. Not on my
Yo, all
platform.
right.
Not on my platform, Mario. We are not doing this. We are
Time
not
out.
doing this.
Wait, we're gonna get into that after
Yeah,
Sean. Give us your top three,
yeah.
bro. After me and Sean give our top
I
three, we gonna
honestly
get into
don't
that.
know or what order in what way. I just
It don't gotta
know
be order. Just
LeBron
give
and
us top three.
MJ.
Yeah.
LeBron and MJ. All right, and I can't give you a third
Top.
person.
Okay. All right. All right. I respect it. But if it's me, I felt that since I started seriously following basketball, I'm gonna say, and it's no particular order, obviously. It's gonna be MJ, Ron, Kobe.
I don't disagree with that. That would have been mine as well. But the only thing is,
The third
that's when
position
you
is very tough.
that's when you start looking back at the legends, and then it's like, I don't know.
Yes, I mean you can make arguments for some
And
old
then it's
timers, but
also fucking Shaq too. So then you're like,
yeah,
fuck.
yeah,
Kareem
yeah.
don't exist?
We're not saying Kareem don't exist. I said that's why I'm saying. That's why I didn't give a
Yeah, but
third
like,
spot. I don't know if I would put
how is
Kareem in there, but I still.
Yo, Mario, I need you to explain this, bro. Just
explain which
the
part?
no, the MJ
He's
Jordan
not
part.
top. Hold
No,
on. I'm not gonna
wait.
say top 5. He's not top 10.
Who's not top
Who?
10?
Kobe.
You don't think he's
I
top
wouldn't. I
10?
wouldn't go that
That's
far. I wouldn't go
OD.
Oh,
that
okay.
far.
That's
But
OD.
I
Okay.
also think that if he's top 5, he's number 5.
If Kobe's
I
top
don't
five is
have a
number
problem
five,
with that.
To
I'm not.
me, yeah, to me.
I'm not going to be mad
So
at
where
that.
do you put him in the Lakers all time? Is he
So,
still top five?
like Lakers all time, as in like players like just their Lakers career, like them
Yes,
as a
Yeah,
Laker
just
player.
yeah,
Lakers. Yes.
yeah.
Then I guess like he's number two. I guess yeah, behind Magic. I think Magic is better, but Kobe's more of like the face of the Lakers. You know,
Mm.
like he's the
So
ultimate
why do you
Laker.
put
But I think
Magic
as
over
Right.
because
Kobe
Magic,
instead
I
of
think
Kareem?
because Kareem also played for the Bucks and he won with the Bucks. That's why I said that. So
Interesting take.
Um,
Interesting take.
nah, but like nah, all right, y'all be sleeping on my boy Kareem, man.
I'm
we
not
not
sleeping on him.
sleeping. It's
It's just
just
funny
Nah,
that
you
you
know
hate.
why? No,
It's
no,
not even.
no,
I'm not
no,
even
no,
gonna say
no.
hey. You just don't rock with Kobe Bryant. You don't rock
It's
with
not.
bro. We not
him.
going.
It's
We
not
not,
that. But time out.
what
No, no, no. It's not that. Explain this. Time out. If Kobe, what is Kobe known for in basketball?
scoring?
Like, what is Kobe like
Scoring.
scoring?
Yeah,
Kareem has more
scoring.
points than him. Kareem has more points than him. LeBron
Okay,
has more points than him. Like,
he's
so like at that
third.
point, like,
He's what? He's fourth
who's
now.
third?
Kobe's
Kobe.
fourth
Kobe's
now.
fourth now.
He
He's
was
fourth
Kobe's
now.
third.
fourth.
Yeah, like, is Karl Malone in anyone's top five?
No.
No.
Why not? Because he scored more points than Kobe Bryant.
He's making
Nah,
valid
I
points.
know. No.
No,
The
he's
Karl Malone one is a joke, though. Nah, the Karl Malone one is a joke. He doesn't have a ring.
no.
Someone like Kareem
He's
It's
still
Abdul-Jabbar.
number two.
it's a joke, but it's
Yeah,
a valid joke.
Wait, so Brian passed MJ, Kobe, and Carmel? I meant MJ and
no,
Kobe.
yeah,
So
and he's
Brian's
not a
number
scorer.
three.
Yes, and he's not a scorer by
I
any means.
mean, he carried teams though.
He kind of had to do
Listen,
that.
man.
Just
And
saying, he
that
carried
LeBron
teams.
did that without being able to. People say he can't shoot, he can't make free throws. Nah,
I,
clutch.
I
Yeah,
feel like
he's
people
number.
stopped
That was
saying
more
that.
so said
That was Cleveland.
when
That
he
was
first got
Cleveland.
here.
Yeah, that was
Niggas not
Cleveland.
really saying that now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
But
mean, he got to
nah,
look at
but
the floor every
Kareem,
time he shoot, but sure.
it
yeah,
don't matter. Go
that's
ahead,
only for
man.
the step back.
I look.
Nah, but the Kareem, nah, for real though, like Kareem, like low key to me, like is the GOAT. Like him or LeBron. Like I honestly believe that.
I
Especially like the
think
argument for Kareem is like he got the longevity with 20 years. They call it the most unstoppable shot with the sky hook. Feel me? And
yeah, my
he has
argument.
6 rings, same as Jordan. He got 6 regular season MVPs or 5, something like that. So he got all of those accolades or
I didn't even
whatever.
think about that. He got five.
He matches Jordan in every single category with those things. So people
He
like to say, you know, Gordon
It's
is
the
like
time.
Jordan's the GOAT.
he got five regular season
It's
MVPs.
honestly the
Yes,
time.
bro. What you what? That Jordan never won a championship when
No,
Kareem
no, no.
Abdul-Jabbar was in the league. Is that what we're talking about?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying people probably don't capture it as much or think about it as much because of the time. Because if you look at the day old argument that gets on my last fucking nerves, is they say, "Oh, I'm when it's Jordan versus LeBron is you got I grew up with LeBron, I grew up with Jordan." That's really the standpoint that most people
Yeah,
have. It's not really accolades or achievements at this point because the only argument in achievement is championships, and the only argument you have in accolades that clearly goes to LeBron. But it's the time, and I would say the media coverage. For real, because on
Yeah.
you saw the latter end of Kareem with the 80s and shit. But after that, you're not really you talking about Isaiah, you talking about Jordan, and then Jordan and a cast of other people took over the 90s. So it was like Kareem was on that tail end of just like the NBA breaking out in terms of coverage. Because if you want to bring that argument up too, look at fucking Bill Russell. This
but
nigga got 11.
Wasn't some of those as a coach?
No,
I
all of
think
them was
so.
as players.
Yeah,
Oh,
all
there
of
was
them
all
was
those.
there. No,
Oh,
but I think a lot of it goes into the conversation. Like, obviously, you as a player, like your skill wise, I guess some people want to add the era you play in, or whatever. And I think that's why Bill Russell cannot be in that conversation.
True.
But like, what if I told you this? I think the only reason like the masses believe Jordan's the GOAT is because of the brand that he built.
Yeah. Impact.
Like, I'm
and
being
that
honest,
helps too.
his sneakers keep him very relevant.
You don't think he'd be relevant if it wasn't for his sneakers?
No, I'm not saying that. Like Jordan would still be like some people's GOAT without the sneakers. But I'm saying like if you ever hear someone from like our age talking about no, like Jordan's the GOAT, easy, easy, easy. I feel like a lot of that is just because like for me, you grow up in an inner city environment, like the shoes you rocking, Jordans. All right, let me find out who this Jordan person is, as opposed to Kareem
You know,
Abdul-Jabbar. Like, what do
okay.
you know about him? Like, people don't know. Like, okay, like he's like the Converse
I
person. People don't
mean,
really care about that.
I was that
Like, no,
young
but
nigga watching NBA TV and all them fucking documentaries. So I know not
well,
everybody knows.
yeah, because you're educated in terms of things like that. I feel like people that just like no, like Jordan's the GOAT, Jordan's the GOAT, and don't really have like a
It's a matter of
firm
how well you
answer.
follow basketball.
Yeah, I think, and I'm not criticizing anyone's judgment of basketball. I feel like if you think Jordan's the GOAT, like to me, like I can't value your basketball intelligence as high.
I think that's
Like,
a
So,
little absurd.
so are you
like you're
really
going with the hype. Like, yeah, I don't
okay?
think you know basketball as much.
Okay, okay. I
But you
understand
could
what you're
say the
saying.
same. I mean, all right, you could
No,
say the
I
same thing with LeBron
go ahead.
but
No, but this is my argument. My bad. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
no,
No,
I'm just saying
no.
you could say the same thing in terms of impact and shit with LeBron too, because some people are. If you look at them first couple of years, you have your haters of LeBron, and then you have your people who were stands. I was a hater of LeBron, and then I respected him based on what he
Yeah,
consistently did.
yeah.
Yes, you cannot really argue the numbers nowadays, but for real, the only reason why that conversation is lopsided because literally LeBron and Jordan did the same thing. They held the NBA at the top of had the NBA at their grasp for years on end.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's like the niggas who say LeBron is because they saw LeBron. Niggas who say Jordan because they saw Jordan because that's all they saw. When the NBA was what it was, it was Jordan. For them niggas who say Jordan, all they saw for real, brief. You had mixture of Larry and Magic. Then it was Isaiah. Then it was Jordan for the rest of that. Then literally after that, you had niggas in the '90s, Kobe, Shaq, Hakeem for that like 8 year period, and then '03, Bron from here on out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I think to wrap that part up, I think what Mario is trying to say is there are a lot of people who say either MJ or LeBron just for the sake of default. They don't really know all the statistics behind it. They don't know all the accolades or whatever behind it. They just say either LeBron or Jordan, just for the sake of going with the crowd. And yes, I see that. And yes, I see they literally make TikToks about this, about LeBron stands and Jordan stands, all this shit. And you can tell the stands who don't really know what he did as opposed to the stands who do know what he did and can compare it to other players and be like, oh, this is why he's the GOAT. But if you meet a person who's like, oh, he's the GOAT, and then you ask them, why is he the GOAT? Why is he the GOAT over this person? There are a lot of people who can't
Because
answer
it's
that.
just Bron. It's
Exactly, because it's
Jordan.
just bro, because it's just joy, all that shit. But it's like it to tomorrow. I think he's saying is if you're a true fan of basketball and you think Jordan is the GOAT, you legitimately have to prove it to him with facts. You have to prove with facts, with accolades, with all this stuff. Because if you're a fan of basketball, you know you could make the argument for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which he did, it's kind of hard to argue. I didn't even think about that until he said it. So it's tough. It's a tough
Yeah, he
thing.
got like three. You know, he got like 3 less assists than Jordan too. No, like I'm being honest. Like he
kept that in the clip. This
No, but
nigga
he's-
Mario kept that in the clip.
bro, he's like, like statistically, like in terms of total stats, bro, he's like better than Jordan in almost every single way. It's actually like it's outrageous.
know that.
I honestly did not. I did not know that personally till today. But
Wait,
So
what?
who's your goal?
I did, but I never. It's like when I said
thought about it
I
in,
never
like,
thought about it
argument
when
or what?
niggas asked me about GOAT because it's the thing you're talking about. When niggas think about GOAT, it's either Braun or Jordan. They don't think about Kareem. They don't think about all these niggas who on paper did better than him. So it's like
You ain't have NBA TV, bro.
I did, but I didn't watch it like that.
Bro,
I didn't really start.
Them documentaries went hard, like what, 2015 to 17?
I watched some of them, but I didn't watch. Oh, damn! God, Chris Paul. I'm sorry, but that was a very different movie. But let's wrap that up.
All right, people, that's it for tonight's episode. It's a long one, but like I said, we do what we want. But I mean, it is what it is, man. You could take breaks in between episodes as long as you listen, as long as you spread the word, do what you got to do.
It's hard to stop good conversation.
Exactly, great conversation between great people. We just do what we got to do, man.
We have a script, we have an RRS, we have times, but it's like.
But you go off topic.
When niggas start arguing, you can't stop niggas from arguing.
It's bad combos for a reason. When you have a conversation or when you around your friends and you sit there and be like, oh, I'm only going to be here for 30 minutes. I talk for 30 minutes to an hour. You look down at your watch, it's fucking 2-3 hours later. That's basically what's going on here. It is what it is, man.
And how many of these conversations you had at the lunch table?
Exactly. Just looking back on it, when we finally get our Joe Rogan-esque kind of contract, y'all gonna just be like, oh my gosh, there's so much content. That's the plus right there. It's just gonna be so much content. Before, when people want to come up, you're like, damn, it's only an hour, it's only 45. But you got 2 hours, man. We giving y'all the good shit at the beginning. Cause then y'all probably gonna be tight when we blow up, and that shit might be an hour. Cause this nigga a doctor, and I'm an engineer and shit or whatever. And then we got coming to the stew. And then knock this shit out. And then he might got a surge or something or got mad patience that day. He got to do this shit on his lunch break or whatever. So that's just how we got to do it. We give y'all the good content first. But we going to sign out here. But I am going to say something. It is looking kind of ugly right now. But PG did his thing. So if it does turn out that way, because anything is possible, don't talk shit.
I have no hate against Paul George.
He is what he is.
No anymore. I have no.
He is what he is.
No more hate for Paul George.
If y'all want to talk more about him, we the DMs is open. Okay.
We can do a part 2 basketball.
But yeah. But we signing out. Guess you already said where people can find you at. But is there any closing remarks you got for the people?
Just go ahead and listen to my brother's podcast, man. Support them. It's great content, great people, and I just want to say thank you to them for having me.
Appreciate it. Always, man. Always, man. Special conversation right here. Co-host, you don't got nothing to say? Oh, you all right.
King _ Sid. Go ahead. Just name him, bro.
King _ Sid 6.
All right. I wasn't talking about no. All right. Bye, y'all.